Hello everyone, welcome to Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate, episode 4. We're into the real meat of the adventure now. We've cut past the succulent outside skin and now delving deep into the flesh beneath.
Grace.
That's man.
Thanks, Chris.
Look at those sad faces. Anyway, we're playing some Dungeons and Dragons tonight in a gothic horror setting, and I'm going to be your dungeon master for the next 3 hours or so. And we're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. You are coming in the 4th episode, which means we've started to delve into the plot. If you find at points during this you're going, what? There's so much stuff. All of the content that we are making here tonight is available to catch up on YouTube or podcasts, and we'd recommend doing that before diving in, or if you want to just dive in from the start here, have a go. I'm sure chat will be very happy to help you out with story points and who characters are and that sort of thing.
I'm sure they'll tell you all about George's shit dice rolling as well.
Let's drop that in. George's dice rolling has not been shit this campaign. It's been mediocre. And that is better.
Straight down the middle.
You say that, but chat really loved that George's dice rolling is bad. So.
I feel like last game you rolled not even mediocre, but well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far, but
It's already happened. You can't.
I rolled a
jinx
natural
what's
20.
happened.
I rolled a natural 20. That's more than I ever usually do.
So there we go. Anyway, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons for those who are uninformed. That means we roll 20-sided dice, hence the comment. And the 20-sided dice mean good things or bad things, in George's case, happen. So yes, 20s and above are good. Anything below a 1 or down to a 1, below a 10 usually, it tends to be pretty bad. So feel free to boo and or cheer depending on the situation at hand. All the players play characters. They have character sheets. You can see them on the left-hand side of the screen over there. They're on the D&D Beyond overlay if you're on the right device. If you're not, you can't see them, but sorry. Anyway, they have characters, and I play everything else in the world. Mostly weather patterns. I don't know why I'm associated with playing weather patterns, but I am, and that's just a thing that I do. So look out for those weather patterns. That's all me. But yes, anyway, they play their characters. I play... Sorry, George, they got me. I play everything else, and thus we tell our tale. And what a tale it is, a tale of dark mystery and gloom, which is a plot. But yes, let's go around the table and meet all of our lovely players for today. Why don't you give your character's name, their pronouns, your name and your pronouns if you wish, and maybe a sentence or two about what's happened to your character so far and how they're feeling right now. Starting with Rebecca.
Oh, I knew it. Hi, I am Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Persephone, who also uses she, her pronouns. She is a human shadow monk. And right now, Chris, she is sad. We left her last time having very anxiously gone for a meetup with her maybe ex, maybe friend, maybe fellow assassin, and sort of did some persuasion that didn't go quite well enough and ended up sort of exchanging veiled threats of, I hope I don't have to kill you, and machoed off and then burst into tears.
Point of contention, your persuasion roll went extremely well, as in she didn't decide to turn you into the Shadow Monk organization that you used to work for and she still works for.
I don't know that.
Okay.
All I know is that she didn't agree to come onto our side and she made me cry. That's how Percy is right now.
Yeah, that is what happened. That is totally correct. And with you at the time was Ashra, George.
Hello, I'm George. I use he, him pronouns, and as mentioned, I am playing Ashra Beckett, aka Ash, who is a human abjuration wizard, who is Persephone's partner in crime and other things. Mostly not crime, to be fair.
Any crime?
We haven't done any crime yet. That's key. Ash came to Baldur's Gate pretty much to support Persephone in fighting the pitch and figuring out what the hell's going on, which seems to be going. I don't think Ash thinks it's going that well so far, but progress is being made, which you can't discount.
Yes.
In that kind of slightly dispassionate, we're getting somewhere kind of way.
Slightly dispassionate, Ash? No. Lovely, thank you very much, George. Evie.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use pronouns and I use she, her pronouns. I use them. They exist.
I use pronouns.
And I am playing Silva Melodata, who also uses she, her pronouns. Silva is a Dampier Phantom Rogue. And so far, she has run away from home, suspected her sibling of being up to no good, moved in with Trix, confirmed they're up to no good, and is now about to confront the father.
Ooh, Daddy's done. I can't say that because Daddy's Home just has creepy connotations these days, when all I really wanted to say was, yes, you're going to see your father. Yeah, that is correct. And with you and your partner in crime this time, definitely in crime, is Trix. Emma.
Hey.
You're saying Trix doesn't do crime?
Well, not from Trix's point of view.
Okay.
I'm Emma. I use the pronouns M or Emma, and I'm playing Trix, who uses the pronouns Trix or T. Trix is here in Baldur's Gate to hunt some vampires because a cat told T2,
Correct.
which we discovered last time, and is not concerning in any way. We're not worried about it. And
Everyone loves cats.
also last time, Trix turned into Silver's sibling using a disguise self spell, and let Silver stab T just to practice, just in case.
Yeah, it was fine. Totally fine.
All fine. And
Not scarred at all.
and also let Silver use Dream to go into their siblings' dreams and
fine.
have
Totally
some
fine.
fun, which we all really enjoyed. And
I enjoyed writing the content warnings for that episode. That's what I did.
Sorry. Don't let me have a sibling if you don't want me to fuck with them.
And so how I feel at the moment is apprehensive, because we're about to go see Ardeen, me and Aldryn.
Yep.
I'm also slightly nervous about Silver's capacity to stab Silver's sibling. I'm still nervous about that. Mm-hmm. And sad, because I had to confront some of my own past whilst doing that.
We've all had some sad moments. That's what happens in episode 3 of 12-part campaigns. Good. Right. And speaking of sad moments, Aldryn, you didn't have any sad moments at all.
It's been a lot of feels. Been a lot of feels all round. Hello, I am David. I go by he, him, playing Aldryn, the cleric of Tymora, who also goes by he, him. Last session, I used 2 very powerful high-level spells to spy on someone who was sleeping, which is not creepy at all, and get told by my god to be less of a dick.
That is not what Tymora said. What Tymora said is, you're coming across a bit creepy. That's all she said.
So, some people are, mustering all the resources at my disposal to see how far down the rabbit hole goes and wishing to Tymora that I'd ordered some potions of climbing.
That's a very good metaphor. Cool. Thank you very much, David. Right, well, there's lots of story to pick up on and dive into, but before we do, we have to talk about our lovely sponsors. Look at them all arrayed around our screen in their glory. Above me, you can see our actual sponsors. That's Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, and Elderwood Academy. Allow me to tell you a bit more about them. Hero Forge make custom minis, as you can probably see floating next to the players, doing little spinny, rotatey things now at the moment. They all have miniatures, which we designed. It's on our YouTube channel. The link will be in chat right now. And we designed them all using this character creator, which also prints them in 3D. I've got one here somewhere. This one.
Really
this
cool.
is a cool hobgoblin that I've got that was made for me. And yes, it was printed in 3D. It's been sent to me. It is a mini. Works perfectly well. And, beautifully enough, printed in colour. You can design them in colour, print them in colour. All of those tools are at your disposal. They add tons of new customization options, basically weekly at this point. There's so much in there, including wheelchairs now as well, which is fantastic. So do check them out at heroforge.com and make yourself a mini today. We're also sponsored by Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro provide items for your tabletop, your literal physical tabletop. So hard to show on a stream, but we've got a lot of cool things that they give us. I have a dice box of theirs that I use. I have various character folios and things like that. But also, I have miniature figurines of adorable power. Look at this gazer. You've probably all seen it by now, but this is my friend. I do like to show my friend to the world. I do like Beholders, one of my favorite monsters in the game. But yes, they provide all of these things, and if you also want things for your tabletop, head to ultrapro.com, and if you join us in chat today and just say anything, you'll be entered into a random draw, and you will then be sent a gift card if you win. So yes, thank you very much, Ultra Pro. We're also supported by Elderwood Academy. Elderwood Academy make bespoke dice boxes. Emma's showing one off right now. I've got another one to show off right now. These are wooden dice boxes. This one looks a bit like a book, if you can see here. Look.
This is a mini set of dice, which is why they're so tiny. My hands are not giant.
The other players do have some as well, but they're not showing them off right now. So, but yes, there are plenty of items floating around that people can show you, and you can all go and design things online. In fact, you can go and design something online right now. There's a link in chat for you to design a new dice box or similar for Rebecca.
It's me!
It's you!
It was me this week!
It's you today, yeah. Well, it's you or Evie left.
I also didn't know I could get that squeaky. I like that.
So yes, if you'd like to design something for Rebecca or for Persephone specifically, it's up to you. Do head to chat right now. There is a link for I think it's ! Elderwood Construction, because I really wanted more people to use it. So that with that you can get a link that takes you to a special bespoke page on Elderwood's site where you can design something for Rebecca/Persephone today. Rebecca, any notes on things that you would like?
Oh, only that I am opposite from M and I do not like pink. Other than that, surprise me.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Rebecca. Good stuff. Great. So those are our sponsors. We also have lovely supporters. We have D&D Beyond, who support us with character sheets and giveaways. You can see our character sheets on the left-hand side of the screen, as described. Level Up Dice, there's a link in chat. They've designed some lovely dice for us called Table Shakers. Got some right here. They are chunky, massive D10s and D20s. If you fancy having metal dice for your table, do go and check them out. The link's in chat. And we're also supported by other Champions of the Forgotten Realms and Warriors of Waterdeep, two D&D video games. If you like playing D&D, you could do so in video game form as well. They offer different ways of engaging with content from the game, especially from the Forgotten Realms, and you can engage with both of them by clicking on links in chat right now. There's also freebies and giveaways. For Idle Champions, we have a code which you can put into the game proper, and for Warriors of Waterdeep, there's a link you can click on in the chat right now on the device where you have Warriors of Waterdeep downloaded to get some free gems. So do join us on all of those. What else? We are on social media everywhere as Roll Together RPG, including on podcasts. All of these shows exist in podcast form, so you can find them online and listen to them on your commute to work, when that's a thing that happens again, unless your commute is 10 minutes, a minute, 30 seconds, like mine, from the bed to this chair. But yes, if you need things like that.
You could still listen to it, just in really short bursts.
Yeah, that's really good. 30-second bursts, that'd be great. Yes, so if you fancy that in podcast form, all of our shows also get archived on YouTube. There's a link in chat again, and you can check out everything, all of our past shows. There's tons of stuff and many, many hours you can sink into listening or watching if you so desire. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, there'll be a link in chat. Again, something I fob everything off on the mod. It's just, I don't do anything, I just fob it all off on the mod. But yes, if you fancy joining us on Patreon, you can patronise us from as little as £1, $1, like small amounts, and for that you get access to everything we put on there. We don't have any tiers, we just want to share the love and let people engage with what we're doing behind the scenes a little bit. So if that's for you, do join us on Patreon and join the D20 Club, or the Dice Heads as they sometimes refer to themselves as. Finally, we play with a diverse set of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage players, characters, and DMs, hello, of different gender experiences in our games. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge it does sometimes happen. We have policies in place to avoid misgendering, and if you note an instance where we have failed to uphold those standards, please let us know. Pop something in chat or send us a message on any of the ways that we have outlined already. The player and the DM may portray characters that are of gender to their own. Lovely. Right, bump out the way. Time for some gloom. So, we return to Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate, and what gloom has fallen so far? Well, none, because that's a plot point for later, but yes, it has been dark and mysterious and terrifying in places. We have encountered vampires, monks of an evil shadow order that Persephone's definitely not a part of, clerics of Mask, which Aldryn definitely didn't worship for a time. And all of these groups seem to be working together on some kind of grand project, which has been referred to as the Gloom. It's been referred to as the Gloom by some of the NPCs that you've encountered. It's been written on notes in other places, and you're starting to piece together what the Gloom is. And it ain't good. It ain't good at all. It looks like there's some kind of nefarious plot in place to turn Baldur's Gate into some kind of necrohole, some kind of city of the dead, and potentially in doing so save the rest of the world from death, which seems a bit grandiose, doesn't it? Seems a bit much.
Sounds
Surely
like
it can't be
someone's
true.
being manipulated somewhere along the way.
I mean, who am I to say? Anyway, Ashra and Persephone just met a member of the pitch, a friend of Persephone's from the old days, called Isla, who they couldn't convince to join their cause, who was clearly quite insistent about the need for lack of death in the world for some reason or another, which didn't get delved into yet, but we'll probably cross that bridge at some point. At the same time, Trix and Silver did some dream invading, which was fine. And I've also started to prod the big bad, who has been renamed by the party, and I'm not going to deign that with the giving of a set name, but I expect it will come up. But yes, various groups of people have been making plans throughout the day, with a plan already in place to meet later in the evening to together go and speak to Silver's father, Manzorius Maladata, the leader of the Maladata vampire clan, who have been quietly controlling Baldur's Gate for quite some time, apparently. Anyway, there will be a moment for that all to come together. But first, Aldrin, we had a couple of things that you wanted to do, and something that you and Trix need to do that we didn't get to last time, so let's get to them now.
With all haste.
You got up and you were going to go and talk to Sister Buttons, I believe. Sister Buttons is the High Priest of Tymora in Baldur's Gate. Runs the Ladies' Hall, which you have ensconced yourself underneath as part of your organisation, the Ladies' Favoured, which Sister Buttons is fine with, and they really like as a setup.
For a second there, I was like, why is Aldrin at a ladies' finishing school? Like, out of character.
It's one of the things they don't teach you in the Church of Mask is how to balance a book on your head.
Anyway, Aldrin, you were going to go and speak to Sister Buttons, I believe.
Yes, with some reluctance, but yeah.
If you
Callister passed the buck on this one.
What a surprise. As you head towards the Ladies' Hall, your area where you congregate is beneath the temple, but there is a grand front door and way into the temple. The temple itself is not ridiculously over-ostentatious or over-designed. It is basically a house, but it is a wide open space on the ground floor, a bit of height to it as well. It very much fits into the grand manors and mansions of the upper city of Baldur's Gate. You've been here many, many times before. You know exactly where to find Sister Buttons. She uses she, they pronouns, so I'll intermingle them. She can often be found in her office, which is at the back of the space. You've knocked and gone in before, or she'll be in the main space holding some kind of congregation or forum. As you step inside the Ladies' Hall, there are dancers and chanters. There are always dancers and chanters in the Ladies' Hall, and the tone is very like hippie summer festival. Like, there is a lot of, like, joyous singing, clapping, dancing, coins being flung. There's a lot of sort of bonhomie and joy in the Church of Tymora as you head inside. Sister Buttons is not in the main space, but a lot of people are sort of having a wonderful time. A garland of flowers laid around your neck as you walk in. It's probably one of the many holy days of Tymora, but you're not sure which one.
Yeah, Aldrin would be visibly uncomfortable with this much joy and so on. His sort of upbringing, shall we say, because programming is probably too strong a word,
yes.
Would make him feel subconsciously that there's some con on, there's some scam on, but trying to overrule that and enjoy the moment nonetheless. It's an ongoing process to becoming a rounded human being.
Yes, yes, this is true. If you want to step towards the back, you can go to Sister Button's office. That's where they tend to be if they're not in the main space.
Yeah, just speak the command word of my armor to wear the vestments of a cleric of Tymora, feeling that it might go best with Buttons if I'm not rubbing in my slightly auxiliary nature.
Your robe changes to a resplendent yellow and gold with some white trim, and it's got that lovely silky flow to it. It is quite sort of ornate. There is an ornateness to the priesthood of Tymora. This building has quite a lot of sort of gold brocade around edging and surfacing, but it is mostly quite pleasant white sandstone. It's got a very sort of almost Grecian temple feel to it in places. But as you move through the back and around the side, you can get to a back office, which the door is closed, which normally means that she's working on something or busy.
I will try respectfully knocking.
Okay. Yes, one moment, please. I'm just, oh, heavens. And the door opens and, a short tabaxi, not like super short, but like 5'4", is in front of, sorry, Emma, is standing in front of you, looking up at you with a, what do you want?
Hey, Buttons, you had your coffee this morning?
Yes, I have. Thank you very much. It was an excellent cup of coffee, and I'm very pleased to have had it. Now, what do you want?
All right. Well, I need a moment of your time for a quiet word, if that's all right.
Fine. You are guided inside her office. It is a higgledy-piggledy mess of papers, books, a lot of that sort of lovely yellowing paper, and there's a sort of faint hint of golden light coming through a high window that bathes everything in this sort of slight effusive glow. So, please, there is a chair you can sit in, and she will go around and sit at the other side of her desk.
I'll sit in the chair and sort of lounge back a bit loosely. Well,
okay.
First
She's
thing
clearly not pleased that you're lounging back loosely.
First thing you need to know, Buttons, is that Tamora's with me on this.
Oh, good. So you will presume to tell me yet again where Timora is. That's good. That's a good start. Good start, Aldrin.
Y'all want to commune? You go right ahead, but...
I have.
Right.
Which is why you are deigned to stay under this roof, if you so please. But please, carry on.
Well, if we can put our previous animosity to one side, I believe there is a situation developing that might put the church in grave danger, if not the whole surrounding area of the city. Now,
right.
It has come to my attention that there may be a plot involving the Church of Mask.
Oh, the Church of Mask. You don't say. What a surprise! The Church of Mask. Whatever next, Aldrin? Would it perhaps be the Church of Mask? Or, look, behind that corner. Hang on, I'm just going to check behind the corner. Excuse me, gets from the table, goes and checks in a corner, and just turns back. Aldrin, you'll never believe it. It's the Church of Mask! Comes this back down again. Go on.
Oh,
Please
no.
do not do that again. I'm trying very hard to be civil right now. Church of Mask is working with vampires, some of the key figures in the city, and an organization known as the Pitch. Now, before you tell me that that's a fairy tale, I'm going to stop you right there and say I have had face-to-face contact with members of that organization.
Right. Roll a persuasion check.
All right.
What did you do to this person? Why do they dislike you so much?
Well, get there.
That's a natural one.
No!
Did you now? Fascinating. Please carry on.
Now, I have come here as a courtesy to you because we have undead, we have clerics of a morally questionable nature, and we have an enemy that we do not know. I would suggest strongly that you put the church on a defensive footing. You get all the high-level clerics that we have, and you make sure that the Hallow is up to date and designed to keep out the followers of Mask. And if you could extend that to the Hall of the Ladies Favored, I would greatly appreciate that, Sister Buttons.
Aldrin, I understand where you're coming from. But I do think that you have a tendency to see shadows where sometimes the lady's light will perfectly happily shine across them and make them, poof, vanish into thin air the moment they touch the sunlight. Look, I understand your upbringing and past has been difficult, but you turned up here with all of these grand visions of things you were going to do, and so far I've seen nothing of it. Instead, I see a bunch of young rapscallions using the church's basement for heaven knows what. So, I understand that there's a problem here, and that you have something on your mind. The church is hallowed ground. It always has been. It always will be. It doesn't need updating. You will find that everything here is in its perfect order. And if you require assistance from the church's favored, we will find a way to give it to you. Do you need anything specific, or just to be on high alert? Because everything you've asked for so far, we're already doing.
First thing I need is for you to take this somewhat more seriously than you currently are. Now, I know you have a problem with me, but I am telling you that I have seen some shit, and some of the people I know in Mask would make me look like a freaking toddler, right? And they know I got to assume I've taken every step to ensure that I cannot be detected, but these people, they will know that I am involved, and it will be dangerous. And this is not about me and you, Buttons. This is about people in this church and the followers of Timora. This is about keeping people safe. And if you cannot take this seriously, then I will take steps to ensure that you do take this seriously. We need holy water. We need silvered weapons. We need people blessed. We need all the spells prepared to combat the undead. Now, this is not a day-to-day situation. This is a serious business, Buttons. I'm not coming to you laying down the law. I am coming to you asking for your help. Now, I have killed a lot of people, Buttons. I've been into the dark and I stared into the abyss, and I am shitting my pants. And ask yourself, if I am afraid, what makes you think you shouldn't be?
Is that intimidation check, David, or what is that?
I guess sort of in a roundabout way it would be, yeah.
It was amazing is what it was. Oh.
If you want an intimidation check, please do. I will not take it as forceful threat intimidation, more of the world intimidating. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely isn't my strong suit, but...
no, I know.
Let's see what we get.
Aldrin is action movie protagonist.
Boom!
If there was a speech that deserved a natural 20...
Yeah, I will give it that.
The dice heard the roleplay.
Well, you certainly seem convinced that there is a problem. All right. Well, far be it from me to turn away a fellow priest looking for help. Holy water and silvered weapons can, of course, be provided for. We do have plenty in stock. Do you need one right now?
I would greatly appreciate that, Buttons.
Right. Well, then, give me a second, and I'll go and get you some things for your excursions, shall we say? And your work to make sure the temple is protected is appreciated. I understand what you're doing and how you're doing it is complicated. I will make sure we have guard posted if that's what you think is necessary, but I would ask you not to bring trouble to our door unless it is unworkable any other way. I'm not taking you seriously, Aldrin. I just find a priest turning up and telling me that I've not been doing my job very well and that there are secret cults all through the city a little bit disconcerting.
Now, Buttons, the existence of secret cults is not a reflection on you. You know that you handle the day-to-day business of Timora's business and worship, and you do a good job, but sometimes there are people who have to get their hands dirty to ensure the safety of others, and that is where I come in.
But I think distasteful.
Yeah, well...
Anyway, let's get you some holy water to clean up those dirty hands, shall we? And she potters around the desk and goes to a side cupboard where there is like a sort of wash basin, and she just starts filling various small bottles from the wash basin, which is clearly it's also a font, like it's been placed, and hands you 3 bottles of holy water and goes, there. Will that do? As a starting point.
It's a good start, Buttons, and
right.
Sister, I'm glad that we can work together on this.
Yes, I am pleased that you're handling the dirty business, and do keep it away from the church if possible. There are lots of people here who I wouldn't want to put in harm's way.
I understand that. Well, that's all. I'll bid you good day. If there's anything else, I'll send Calaster to speak to you about it.
Marvelous. I do look forward to speaking to him. He's such a nice man.
We do what we have to do, Buttons. I'll bid you good day.
You too, Aldrin, and vampires? Hang on a moment.
The name's Bond. Aldrin Bond.
She goes into a desk drawer, comes out with a pair of glasses, they look like. Here you go. These will help you see in the dark if you're fighting creatures of the night, won't it?
Thank you, Buttons. I do appreciate that.
You're more than welcome, Aldrin. Walk in the lady's favor, as always.
And may Timora's dice ever smile upon you.
Well, have a good day.
We'll see.
So you have goggles of night, obviously, and 3 flasks of holy water, which you can take with you and head out.
Yes. Pouring those all over my crossbow bolts. Take, you say. Right. Well, I am going to meet Trix. On the way, having and we don't have to roleplay this, it's fine. But on the way, having taken into account that I perhaps need to do something slightly more to get people on my side, I will stop by a bakery and acquire some offerings of either cake or rolls of a sausagey nature, or whatever seems to be fresh out of the oven.
There is a bakery in the upper city which you would be passing by to get to the Blushing Bear in the lower city, called the Harbury's Bakery. So you're more than welcome to pop in. You've seen how much food I can eat. Yeah, that's true. Because you said we don't need to roleplay this, we're now going to roleplay it. So there's a bakery. You walk in, ding, ding, ding. It's a lots of blues and yellows on the inside. It's a lovely sort of warm, open space, and a nice lady behind the bar turns and goes, "Hello, how can I help you today?"
I would like some baked goods, please.
You don't say. Sorry, I had to. Oh, well, here you go. Yes, we've got a variety of baked goods on offer. The sausage rolls are particularly good today.
How many baked goods can I see? I'm imagining obviously it's not going to be a Greg's, but I'm imagining
it's nicer than a Greg's. It's a Gales.
It's like the posh Greg's in Newcastle.
It's a Gales, yeah. There's lots of nice cakes.
Other bakeries are available. Yeah.
Gales do really good cheese twist things.
They do. There's lots of nice sort of cakes and sort of savoury snack sort of things like cheese twists and sausage rolls and that sort of thing. But also some of the more baked good variety of like Danish pastry style thing as well.
I will take one of everything, please.
Oh, a big spender. Very well. I'll make sure I pack everything up for you, and we'll give you one of those cute little hamper-style baskets and fill it.
Well, thank you. How much do I owe you?
A couple of gold.
Time was I would have traded a favor for that, but I'm a new man.
You are kind. Thank you very much. His name's Ellen, by the way. Ellen Harbury's. Do come back whenever your sweet tooth kicks in again.
I am Brother Hastings, priest of Timora.
Pleasure. I assumed from the robes.
Quite so. Well, if you don't mind, I'll be on my way.
Please do. Come again. Ellen's a character in Baldur's Gate in the books. Real character.
Wow.
Notorious gossip. Good thing you used a fake name. Right.
Yeah. If there's a dark alley, I'll pop through it and just use the command word to change to more nondescript armor.
Sure, fine. No problem.
And so on and so forth.
Pass your way down to the lower city.
The usual.
Yeah. You can pass down to the lower city. You do have to head through one of the gates. The Baldur's Gate, I think, is the main one. And you head down through it and down quite a steep hill because the city is on the top of quite a steep hill. And down the steep hill, you're already in Bloombridge and can make your way to the Blushing Bear, which is sort of a dive bar where Trix and Silver stay. As you step inside, Trix, Silver, are you still up in your rooms or have you come down?
Probably downstairs, having a drink, waiting for Aldryn.
Having a cocktail?
Yes.
Okay, it's 1 o'clock cocktails, fine. Have you ordered anything in particular, or has Orgrimmar have you once again done the usual, which means Orgrimmar just made you something nice?
The usual, because that means Orgrimmar makes me something, I don't have to think about it.
Cool. You are drinking it's a coffee liqueur, so it is still something of a morning drink.
I feel like Silver isn't drinking just a little bit of blood snuff and reading a book. It hasn't got like a dust cover or anything on it, so it's a bit nondescript.
Lovely. Okay, Aldrin, you step in.
Is it Twilight?
No, is it Twilight?
Aldrin, as ever, will take a moment as he walks through the door just to note the room, who's in it, what they're doing.
There's no one else in here. It's too early for cocktails.
All right.
I probably don't look like myself. I probably have like long black hair, probably my skin tone, and wearing like a kind of an outfit inspired by peacocks because I think it's really funny. So it's like all blues and teals and has like peacock themed embroidery on it.
Is it a reasonable assumption that I know it's tea because with
next to silver?
It's next to silver. It's fine.
Yeah.
And Orgrimmar will go, oh, never mind. Thinking it was a customer and then sees it's you and just sits back down again. Oh no, you weren't disguised. You were disguised when you were in yesterday, weren't you? You didn't look like you.
I was as a elf.
And you currently look like you. Yeah, exactly. So, customer, it's a bit early, but I can mix you up something nice if you like.
I'm good, thank you. I'm just here to meet with some friends of mine.
Oh, fine.
All right.
Run a pub these days. Just walk clip-clops back behind the bar a little bit.
So, good. I don't have to modify their memory. Just sit down at the table, Look at Silver, or nod, look at T, like, that's a good look on you. I bought y'all something. Sorry, Silver, they didn't have no black pudding, and I didn't know what else you would like. But if you like baked goods, here y'all go.
Oh, baked goods. I will start eating whatever is on top immediately.
Can you not bring outside food into my establishment?
I will just flick a gold coin. I trust this covers us.
Oh, fine. Yes. Eat as much as you like. Pops the gold.
I've already eaten like 2 in that time.
Brother Hastings pays his debts.
This would be lovely, Aldrin, if I ate.
Silver doesn't eat.
Honestly, if there's something else I can do for you at some point, you let me know. It has been brought to my attention by interested parties that perhaps I can do more to ingratiate myself to the group, and I am going to endeavor to do that. You have to understand certain aspects of my past make it difficult for me to be quite so easy with people when I'm being myself, but I would prefer not to play a character around y'all. I would like to be upfront and honest.
That's really nice of you to say, but you didn't need to bring pastries. Like, I was fine with you as you were.
I wasn't sure if maybe your magic ran on pastries. It just seemed that we ate some sausage rolls, you kicked some ass. There could be some sort of correlation there.
No, cats, mostly.
Fair. All right, well,
On the plus side, that means that when I leave this basket with Silver, when we go and talk to Aradine, none of them will be eaten.
Now you're just rubbing it in.
Sorry.
I like y'all. You have an interesting dynamic.
Wait till you hear what we did this morning.
That was blood.
What'd you do this morning with blood?
Oh wait, I was talking about the dream. What were you talking about?
Oh, I was talking about when I stabbed you.
Yeah, fair. Should we go?
Yeah! I'm just thinking like, Timora? Really? Really though? Alright.
Trix, Aldrin, you head out of the Blushing Bear. Now, you're both going to see Aradine, and you both know the way to go, but would one of you be leading the way? Like, you're going to Aradine's private apartments.
I feel like it's the thing when you're walking side by side and you both know where you're going, and you just assume that one of you is leading, but it doesn't really matter because you both know where you're going.
Yeah, totally. They're just that side-by-side conversational thing. It's not really apparent of who's leading the way, just sort of the feet know where they're going, I guess.
Anything you discuss on the way?
What exactly did we want to talk to Aradine about? I've forgotten. A
We're,
lot happened this morning.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of stabbing and dreams and shit.
It was
Y'all
important.
have I don't doubt it. It's just a little bit outside of my knowledge sphere. But hey, new experiences. But if you wouldn't mind not stabbing me, I'm all for that.
I didn't stab anybody. Silver stabbed me, and it was a training exercise, you know.
Right.
Sorry,
Okay.
I wouldn't stab you. If I really wanted to, I'd punch you. But you're fine.
Well, if we can avoid any kind of person-on-person violence, I'm for that. Unless they're bad people, of course.
You seem fine. I don't feel the need to punch you.
Well, thank you. A lot of people do.
I could punch them if you'd like.
Well, you and I might just get on well.
Are they vampires?
Not necessarily. They could be somewhat vampire adjacent.
Well, negotiable.
You make your way through... Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, Aldrin has very rarely engaged in a conversation with someone like T. Like this directness in a world of spirals. T is a straight line. He's just not quite sure how to deal with it. It's sort of like refreshing but disconcerting. Oh yeah, cool.
So we could ask Aradine about the vampires and the vampires and maybe about the vampires.
Yeah. How do you know Aradine, by the way?
We see each other on and off.
All right. Well, it's a small world after all.
You arrive outside Aridine's apartments. You know they're at the top of quite a tall building. They are not luxurious in any way. Aridine tends to meet people out, but you both know where their private apartments are for obvious reasons. So as you head to the outside of it, there are a couple of dandies around the door, which leads up off some stairs up to the side of the house. And if you step forward, one of them will just step in, recognizing both of you from previous times where they've guarded the space and you've been let in, but just... Are you here to see Aridine?
I mean, clearly we're not here to see you.
Right. I'll see if they want company or if they'll come out, if that's all right. Just wait here.
I mean, they're definitely already out.
Thank you. They will head inside. You're waiting outside. You do see that there are a bunch of other dandies at various points, clearly scoping the situation to make sure that no one's being attacked or something wrong is happening. They're very carefully
managed.
something
to lean on.
There's a wall to lean on. Yeah, there's there's outside stairs that go up.
Oh,
so
I sit on the stairs.
Fine. After a moment, the dandy comes out again. You're both good to go up if you want to.
Great.
You both step inside, go up sort of various flights of stairs. There are other sort of rooms and apartments coming off here, but you've never seen anyone go in or out of them. You have no idea what they are. You have no connection to them at all. But if you head to the top and head to Aridine's door, and presumably one of you knocks, would you just go in?
I would go to knock.
I would just go to open it.
It's just that awkward moment.
Do you open the door? Oh, right. Then
probably open it as you're knocking.
Mm-hmm. Aridine is out of costume. They are not in their full dandy regalia, which means their hair is quite tightly bound. They've got quite short hair, but it does long enough still to bind the back of the head, so they've got very sort of plaster back of their head. The wig and some of the makeup and the accoutrement are on their dressing table nearby, and as you both come in, they stand up and smile broadly at both of you. Before anything happens, I am pleased to see both of you, but I didn't expect to see both of you at the same time, which means something else is potentially going on here that I'm not aware of, so fill me in.
This is Aldryn.
I'm aware.
And I met Aldryn last night.
Right.
At a party.
Is this some kind of we weren't aware of each other thing? Because if that's the case, I can only apologize, but none of us have that kind of relationship, do we?
Oh, no.
Good.
If anything, I like where this is going.
Right.
Did I tell you that I punch vampires?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm aware of what you do.
I was just checking because sometimes I don't tell people. But that's fine.
You mean you sometimes have some kind of subterfuge? It's not really like you.
I can be subtle.
If you say so.
Rude.
At the I can be subtle, Aldrin is trying to stifle her.
That's what I like about you, Trix. You tend to speak your mind, unlike other people that I know. Slightly piercing look at Aldrin.
Right, here's the spice of life.
Anyway, I met Aldrin last night when he was in disguise as Lord High something of High something.
Highmore of Lakeside, yes.
And we were doing something. Punching vampires. And we were going to ask you questions about vampires. That's why we're here, to ask you some questions about vampires.
You're here to ask me questions about vampires. Well, it's a different morning than I was potentially expecting. Not a problem. Coffee?
Always. Does it have alcohol in it?
Can do if you want.
Preferably.
All right. 3 Irish coffees. Wouldn't exist in this world. 3 gnomish coffees. Gnomes aren't reported to be drinkers. 3...
Thean coffees.
Oh, wow. Horrible.
Comes with, like, necromantic spices.
Elvish.
3 elvish... Elves.
Are elves just tanked up all the time? Is that why they're so
How about an Amnish coffee?
Yeah, 3 Amnish coffees. Why not?
Just go around the whole of Faerun.
But yes, you are handed coffees with a dash of Amnish brandy in them. And you are sort of perched. Arian does perch quite delicately on the edge of the bed. So there's not a lot of seating area. There is a chair by the dressing table, but there isn't like a second chair, so one of you will probably have to stand.
Just sit on the floor.
You can sit on the floor too if you like. Right.
Vampires. Like a maneuver into the chair.
Sure. Vampires in Baldur's Gate.
Wait. Why do you sound so surprised? I am a vampire hunter and I'm here.
Look, if you said to me that half of the nobles were part of some ancient vampiric clan, I would say, yeah, that tracks. So, it's always possible, but I don't engage them on a day-to-day basis, The guild aren't necessarily aware of anything like that.
What about a group of assassin monk people?
Ah, right.
And
Go on.
Dodgy clerics?
It's
Aldrin.
Baldur's Gate. You throw a stone, you'll find a dodgy cleric, looks over at Aldrin.
Some of my old, let's say, classmates.
Something about eye makeup.
Mascarons.
Yes.
Right. How are the three related exactly?
All working together to do something really bad.
I will take the childish note out and hand it to. I know what it looks like, but trust me, we've seen it. It's serious.
It was really bad.
Who wrote this? A 6-year-old?
Close.
Alistair.
Bormal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're telling me there is some grand conspiracy between an ancient vampire clan and the Church of Mask and the Pitch? Is that what you're saying?
Have you met LaDouche?
The who now?
LaRouche.
Can't say the name rings a bell.
Really?
Maladata.
Maladata.
I thought you'd know all the movers and shakers in this town.
Look, Maladata as a name comes up occasionally as being some kind of, powerful group of people. Like there's a couple of nobles, but they're not patriarchs. They don't have any kind of standing in the city, or if they do, it's something I'm not aware of.
Yeah, because they're the vampire clan running everything and behind the scenes.
Are they?
All I can say is that LaRouche was strutting around that party like they was cock of the walk.
Look, I don't know anything specific about a vampire clan running Baldur's Gate, but if there is one, they've been doing a very, very, very good job of keeping things extremely quiet. And if they've been doing a good job of keeping things extremely quiet, why was one of them strutting around at a party? It doesn't make any sense.
Something about Gloom and big, dark things, and I'm not doing a very good job of explaining this, but it was all very bad. And
Gloom.
Look, if they're working with a really dodgy group of assassins and a really dodgy group of clerics...
Aridy's going to go to their dressing table and dig their way through some papers and come out and say, Gloom specifically.
Gloom underlined 3 times in crayon specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, that says Gloom. I thought it said Groom. I have... It's an odd one that you found that. There's a couple of agents talking about the Gloom, and it's been referred to as such, as some kind of grand plan organized by, you say it's the Church of Mask, the Pitch, and a clan of vampires. That does seem pretty bad, actually, all things considered. Apparently it's some kind of grand conspiracy working in play. I had basically discounted it because, I'm amazed I've not heard of any of this. I'm amazed the guild hasn't heard of any of this. This is, sounds pretty serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
What concerns me is that if you had a super secretive group of vampires controlling things that no longer feel the need to be super secretive, that would sound like something's gonna happen soon, which means they ain't gonna have to be secretive no more.
You're right. Look, this is good.
This is not good.
No, you coming to me is good. I can take this to Keen.
Who's Keen?
Nine Fingers Keen, and you would have heard this. Yep, you would have heard this name before. Is the mysterious leader of the guild. It's a name that gets thrown around. You have no idea who it is, and frankly, no one does. And people who do die pretty quickly. I can get the message up the chain. If it's something that big, then the entire guild should be informed, and we can start digging. And if there's something there, it won't take us long to find it.
And if you find it, you can tell us so we can keep doing what we're doing.
Well, yes, of course. Looks at both of you. If you're talking about taking on some kind of grand conspiracy of those particular groups, you're outgunned.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not.
They will smile at you slightly wistfully. Trix.
No, I'm not.
I don't know you very well, but please, if there's going to be something like this, it might make sense to lay low for a while, let the wheels turn behind the scenes, see what we can dig up, and then we can handle it together.
Well, we are laying low and also turning the wheels ourselves, and
Right, but
we've got other people.
okay.
Powerful people.
Okay, I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just concerned for your safety, for both of your safeties.
Then no one's outgunning me.
If you say so. I mean, if you're talking about things of this sort of level, then they'll probably be trying to scry on you and things like that. Have you taken precautions?
What's a precaution against scrying?
I'll hold up my amulet and jingle it a bit.
Right. Tricks? No. Right, okay. Haradine's going to dig through some papers and go through some various drawers and things and come up with a... Aldryn, I'm not sure if this is one for you, but it's a scroll, and it is a scroll of non-detection.
As David is non-detection castable by a cleric.
I'm not sure, you know.
No, but if you give it to Ashra, Ashra could copy it into her spellbook.
Look what I
know
did.
someone that might find this of some use.
Few?
Good, well,
Thank you for that. Consider I owe you one.
I mean, you owe me quite a lot, but, you know, I'll add it to the list if you want. That's valid.
After we solved the problem.
Oh, I see. Looks at the two of you slightly piercingly. Right. Well, look, I just want you to be safe. And look, this is clearly something bigger that you stumbled into here, which happens in Baldur's Gate sometimes, and I'm sure the guild can handle it. I'll take this up, we'll see what we can find, see what other assistance we can be.
All right, well, if we find anything, we'll let you know. If you find anything, you let us know. And in the meantime, none of us die. This is the plan. I
mean, they'd have to work very hard.
I'll use Ariston as a go-between. I'll speak to Callister as well. Erdine, can I ask you something that might seem a little bit weird, but I promise you comes from a place of affection?
I mean, I'm intrigued now.
Can I have some of your hair, just in case? Look, this is dangerous. If you get kidnapped by the wrong sort of people, I would like to have a way to find you.
And you need my hair for that?
Did sound weird.
It did.
It's a Timor thing.
You could work on your delivery. You could say, you know, I'm really worried about you. I have this thing I can do that, if I had some of your hair, would make it so much easier for me to find you if you happen to be kidnapped.
It's true. If Trix had said that, I would have given Trix my hair without any question, really. That goes without saying.
It's hard for me to engage with my actual... Look, cast the command word, suddenly Lord Highmore. It's very simple. When I'm playing a role, I really bloody care about you, and I just want to make sure that you're okay, and there's a spell I can cast which makes it easier to find you if I have your hair, and I don't know why I can't say this when I'm not playing a role, but it's just hard to care about someone when everyone I care about tends to die.
Ardy is going to stand up, move over to the chair, squat down in front of it, turn the disguise off.
Do.
And is going to hug you. It's going to be all right.
Yeah.
I am connected to some of the most nefarious no-goods you could possibly imagine, and they will handle this. If you want to go exploring yourselves, of course. And if you want some of my hair to do some creepy magic bullshit, you're welcome to it.
I only spy on Alistair when he's sleeping. I won't be doing that on you. It's a last resort thing, I promise. I know you'll be fine, and I'm not trying to suggest you're incapable. I just want to cross my I's and dot my T's, if you know what I mean.
I understand. Oh, look. Pulls out the hairbrush and just pulls a hair out. There you go. If you tell anyone my real hair colour, I will have to have you killed.
What is their real hair colour?
They are greying slightly.
I think it suits you.
Well...
Also, you wear white wigs.
Yes, Trix, it was more than metaphor. Anyway...
Sorry, I ruined the moment.
No, you're fine. Thank you. Thank you both, and we'll squeeze both of your hands. I appreciate the sentiment, and, well, another adventure. Wouldn't be the first time, so it won't be the last.
Oh, do you know anything about, the cemetery place? Someone seemed very keen that we not go there.
The cemetery place?
Yeah.
As in
cemetery
Tumbledown?
place. Yes.
Well, it's the city cemetery. It's in the outer city. Why?
Do you know anything about a group of shadowy assassins being based there? And
Look, we know where the pitch are based.
could you pass that information on?
Sure, it's the monastery of the ironic name that Chris came up with. The Monastery of the Benevolent Hand. It's a monastery on the in Tumbledown. That's where the pitch trained their child assassins.
Yeah, kidnappies. Good to know. Good to know. One more
not
thing
as
to add
simple
to
as
the
that.
list. You can't just kidnap people, train them to be assassins, and then go, it's all fine.
They're not kidnapped. They're usually orphans.
Trust me when I say that having people voluntarily become members of an organization is a lot more effective than forcing them to be, especially if they don't see an alternative.
Look, the Guild has taken a very strong line on this, that they shouldn't really be inside the city walls, but also that their activities tend not to be inside Baldur's Gate, so we tend to leave them be. If their activities are now inside, then we've got a very serious conversation to have, but that'll be handled by people way above my pay grade.
Look, turning to an orphan and saying, you can have a home, but only if you kill these people, is not okay. I'm not okay with that. And, I'm just adding it to the list of people that I will eventually punch.
Good.
I mean, it's a building. I can't punch a building. I could punch a building.
Nothing wrong with punching buildings.
It's not a good idea. But, I just want to know where it is so that eventually, when I get round to it, I can go and punch them.
It's in Tumbledown, and you can't miss it. It's the tallest building.
Good to know.
Good. All right, both. See you both on a social call relatively soon, I presume, or I'll be in touch.
Business are a pleasure.
They have been known to cast sending before.
Booty
Always
sending.
good to hear from you.
Oh, quite. Just a question mark.
You up? Question mark?
Basically, yeah.
Right, I'm going to go. Aldrin bought me a lot of baked goods. Like a lot. Like a whole basket full.
You know the way to tease heart, Aldrin. I must be careful.
All of them.
It is a fearsome metabolism. I am an ore.
Do you both leave?
Yeah, I'm going to see how much of that basket of baked goods I can eat before other people arrive.
You will both get a hug and a kiss goodbye. That's just what's going to happen. And you are both then, if you head outside, you can head back to the Blushing Bear relatively easily. It's probably going on 4, 5, 6-ish at this point anyway, so you can be making your way back as Asher and Persephone make their way.
No.
No. You'll arrive before them and eat all of the pastries. It's fine. Unless, George, I'm so sorry. Would you like there to be pastries left before Asher arrives?
I'd probably leave
I don't mind.
I leave
I mean,
one for each of you. I do leave a sausage roll for Asher because lols.
It manages to be both sweet and pointed at the same time, which is great, yeah.
I don't know what I think.
Sharpened.
I don't know what I think Ivor would like. Probably I'll leave a raisin whirl. I don't know why.
Oh no! Rebecca hates Raisin Whirls.
I love raisin whirls, so for me that's like yum. But maybe I'll ask Silver. Silver, what do you think? Which of these do you think Persephone would?
Something dark like the triple chocolate muffin.
Or maybe like white chocolate and raspberry. White chocolate and raspberry.
No, triple chocolate. I think they're a chocolate person.
I'm going to leave both of them. White chocolate and raspberry and triple chocolate.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Now, if you excuse me, I need to get back to my book. I think Edward's about to tell Bella something.
I would find that more compelling if it wasn't the 4th time I've seen you read it.
This is the 3rd in the series.
Aldrin can't roll his eyes up into his head, but we'll use thaumaturgy to give that appearance.
Ash, Persephone, you are welcome to arrive during all of this.
Before we go in, I think. I guess, I'm just... Are you, how has Persephone been holding up since the park?
I guess it depends on timing. In my head, we were meeting either kind of midday-ish, so there has been time.
Maybe you've gone to go somewhere. Maybe you've gone somewhere nice to chill out. That's always a possibility.
I was wondering maybe that after having been thoroughly miserable for a while, Persephone has suggested that we go on our, first actual date.
Yes. The worst possible time for it, and absolutely yes.
Yes. So I'll have been... sorry, go for it.
Where would the date be? I mean,
Yeah,
screw the plot. We're doing this now. Where would the date be?
What did the assignment sidebar.
No,
also.
no, there is no sidebar.
Great.
I think Ash would be like, this is not a good time, but also this is a good thing to do. We have hours to kill technically. Yeah.
If there's some vampire hunting, or we could go stake out the pitch or something, if there's something useful to do, but otherwise I think we've just got like 5 hours and we're alone together for the first time ever. So like we could yeah.
What does one do in Baldur's Gate when one has time to kill?
Yeah, nice choice of words.
What kind of thing are you looking for?
I will take Asher around like Percy's murder memory. So
Oh my god.
I'll just point out I'll try and skirt. There'll be a couple of times where she starts telling a story that then realizes is horrifying and moves on. But they'll be like, "Oh, I hid under like that manhole cover for like 7 hours waiting to get into the city." Or this one I was really proud about. And then we'll possibly realize this isn't exactly the most romantic thing in the world and grind to a halt.
Just ghost walking in the world. Yeah. I think Ash is going to try and like. Not to be patronizing, but to like, this is clear you trying to be enthusiastic. I'm going to roll a deception roll just to see. It's 11. It's 11. It's
I don't feel patronized. I'm going to.
It's just like.
Roll an insight check.
Do I have to? Can't I just accept?
No.
But I have a +7.
You have to roll it and decide if you'd do anything about it or not.
That was a natural 20, Chris.
You are aware that Asher is humouring you. What do you do with that information?
I keep it up for as long as I can because it's really touching. But at some point, we'll then be like, "I am very bad. You are doing a lovely job. I am doing a terrible job."
You had an idea. I have no idea what you should be doing.
You've been on dates, right?
I mean, 10 years ago, maybe, but not.
But that's better than me. Like, and
Not
stop
in
reminding me
Baldur's
how
Gate,
old you
not
are. It's
while
creepy.
Thanks. We could get an early dinner.
Food, nice. Yeah, we could go
Food is
for
a common
food, just the
activity.
two of us, and have a conversation. Yeah, yes, yep.
Do you know any eating
Yes.
establishments in Baldur's Gate that you haven't murdered anyone at?
Oh, you should have started with the yes, actually, there's what? One.
There's more than one. There's tons.
But I haven't murdered someone at.
Oh, there's like 2. What kind of establishment are you looking for? What kind of food are you looking for? Give me some steers. Not as in what kind of food, as in like what cuisine. More of a what kind of feel or
Cozy?
ambience. Cozy. I can do
Cozy? I'm
Yeah.
feeling like the pub you are delighted to end up in after a really nice but soaking wet cold walk.
Mhm.
Kind of vibe? Okay.
I mean, are you looking for cozy or the kind of place that you would find cozy? Because there's a place that's known up and down the Sword Coast as the place most likely, and I quote from the book, to get your teeth kicked in.
That's not cozy!
No, you don't want that.
That's invigorating.
It's a warm up.
There is a really nice
Can't believe we just took you
Bathhouse
through
spa.
Baldur's Gate restaurants.
What do you want food?
Sure.
What do you want food? I can find food as well.
Go to the
5
spa.
hours, let's
Everyone
go.
needs to go to a spa once in the campaign.
Have you ever been to a spa?
Yes, it was nice. A nice relaxation activity away from brotherhood duties.
Is it warm? I've heard they're warm. I like
Yes,
warm.
There's lots of treatments on offer.
Percy,
Okay.
you've never been inside this spa. It's called Hissing Stones. You've never been inside because why would you have gone in? It would have been too expensive for you. But you know that it's A, very comfortable and very nice. And now that you have money, why the hell not? And B, you know that it is safe. It is
Ooh.
widely renowned as being one of the safest places in the city because the owner, who you don't know, and I won't give you the name of, knows that Baldurian politics and Baldurian guild and things and that sort of thing can mean a lot of things don't go well in establishments like hers. So what she tends to do is make sure that everyone leaves weapons at the door, there is no spying on each other, and it is a safe haven, it is neutral ground.
In that case, I think I'll go, there's a place that, like, not only have I not even killed anyone there, like, I have no bad memories of it at all.
Sounds
Yeah.
Excellent. Yes, truly, it does. Spa afternoon. This is not how I expected things to go in Baldur's Gate.
No, when we re-meet with the others and they ask what we've been doing, can we tell them it was stakeout or something?
Some of the more acute of them may detect the smell of cleanliness and relaxation, but yes.
How does he smell relaxation?
I mean, it smells of cucumber.
Aldrin can do it.
Aldrin can. Regardless of what you do, Aldrin will know. Good, right.
Cool. We have a date.
Cool.
You head to Hissing Stones. It's on the western side of the city, so it's a sort of the slightly lower down part of the city. As you head inside, an elf at the front desk will kindly and politely greet you and offer you places to change, and you can change into some thin robes. You are given sort of lockers, effectively, where you can leave all of your stuff. And yeah, the choice is yours. There are massage treatments, there are just like baths you can sit in that are warm and pleasant, or there are sort of sauna-like bathhouses where you can sit around and just relax, or there's like a swimming pool you could swim in. It's all sorts of options.
Not gonna lie, I would fight the pitch in real life for a chance to go to the spa for a day.
Do you want to narrate anything, any conversation that you have while you're on this date, or would you rather you have a nice afternoon and we move on from it?
I mean, I could narrate it for hours, but like,
sure, yeah,
what should happen?
There's no specific conversations I want to have just yet, but that's a good, good moment.
We have now had one single date.
An official date.
An official date. And it's very pleasant, and you have a very sort of relaxing, calm afternoon. You probably discuss things that are of no importance, which is quite hard to do when you lead lives like yours, but you do sort of you probably talk a bit about how Artemis is doing these days, and isn't she growing up into being someone really lovely and friendly? You probably talk about Ashra's past a little bit, the parts that are quite pleasant, memories with her family that are positive and delightful from younger days. But you just have, or maybe reminisce about past adventures that the two of you have had together, which are, are manifold. So yeah,
I bet the Icewind Dale seems a long way away when you're.
Oh god, yeah.
I think the mutated frost giants could almost be charming from this distance. Yeah. Oh, remember when you got your face bitten off? And look, there's still that scar. Happy days.
Anyway, you have a nice afternoon in said bathhouse and can make your way afterwards to the Blushing Bear, which is in Bloomridge, which is just up the road, actually. It's not far at all.
We have pastries. These are all the pastries we had. And I left a sausage roll for you, Asher, because I know how much you like sausage rolls. And Percy, we left you 2 muffins. And we didn't know which one you prefer, so we gave you a choice of this dark chocolate one or this excellent white chocolate and raspberry one.
And I'm just pointing to the chocolate one.
I gotta roll a d4 and tell you which one I prefer. Well, I know what I prefer. Percy prefers the triple chocolate. It's a very big basket for like 3 pastries.
No, the pastries didn't come in the basket. The basket was for something else.
Deception check.
Rolling insiders, yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a 27.
It's not going to matter because I
physically can't beat that. Like, the highest I can roll is a 26, so I'm not going to insight.
But it doesn't matter because I just whisper, "He ate them all."
Yes, okay.
And if you don't like the white chocolate and raspberry one, I'm just going to eat that too. So,
well, I was going to offer it to Ashra, who has a sad sausage roll.
Sausage roll is perhaps pointed, but quite delicious. Thank you.
If you want a muffin, I don't actually need any.
Take it. I only want one, otherwise I have to. Yeah, no.
I'm not offering it to you. I'm offering it to Ashra.
Please, be my guest.
Where did they come from?
Ashra, it is a really good sausage roll. It's a really, really good sausage roll. It's better than the one last night. This one has been freshly made, and the sausage meat has been cooked with onions and almost like grated carrot, which you think that's probably not going to work very well, but actually it gives the sausage roll more consistency, and it actually has a very nice solidity to it.
I'm totally going to Gales tomorrow.
Our dear friend Aldrin purchased an entire basket of treats, not just for me, but I did in fact eat the vast majority of them, which I realise now makes me seem incredibly greedy, but I'm just hungry.
I would say that Aldrin has pitched the quantities perfectly.
That was very nice of you, Aldrin. Thank you.
Yes,
More than
nothing.
welcome.
Just for the four of you.
Silver,
So have you?
I would quite happily bleed into a vial for you, but that would open up a whole can of worms that I think would best stay canned.
I mean, no, Silver does enjoy it when you do that.
Yeah, I had some of Tea's earlier.
Right.
After she stabbed
Very
me.
nice. It tastes very spicy.
We will say that has been taken on board and will be thrown over the side as soon as we leave the harbor. Thank you.
Aldrin, do we now owe you something, a favor or something for the muffin?
No, I'm trying to engage with the idea of having people around that I haven't known for a long time, but that I can still trust. And in the spirit of that, Percy, I would be happy to contact your sibling in a time that I'm able to, that you would like. And Ashra, I have, admittedly not from me originally, but for the good of the whole group, I think you may find this of some benefit, and hand over the scroll.
I'll take the scroll, give it a cursory glance. I assume I can recognize what it is.
I mean, I can't
read through. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes, we've been told that we might be being watched all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 12.
It's a high-level abjuration spell that you don't know. You don't quite know what it does on a first glance, but if you took a bit of time over it.
I want to look knowledgeable. I want to just be like,
Roll a
yes.
deception check.
There we go.
Or performance, I'll allow either.
No, deception's better. 18.
18. People are welcome to roll insight if they want to, or they can use their passives.
My passive insight is 19.
There you go.
I pretend like I had a glance, like I know exactly what this is. I'm sure this will be very helpful. Thank you.
Trying to help Ashra out, like the mutual friend of Trix's and I said that it was a spell to avoid being spied upon. But of course, I can tell you knew that.
Of course, and as suggested by T already, that we may be being watched. I had a conversation, is perhaps overdoing it, but LaRouche contacted me last night to, I think partly to gloat, but partly to offer, I think trying to break the group apart by making inroads and offering a chance to talk and make agreements. They did seem to know my past associations, which could be a matter of just asking the right questions. It is not a great secret to someone in their circles, I imagine, or it could be the sign of a more direct, hands-on observation.
Oh, and also we found out what the Gloom is.
Oh yes, that.
It's bad. Like worse than crayon bad.
Wait.
Oh,
Sorry,
David.
Aldrin made that face, but I really want to know. But also, if we're being watched, should you not tell us?
Well, I presume the people watching us would also be responsible for it, so know what it is.
But then they'll know. If you're right, they'll know that we know.
They don't know that we know they know we know.
I could not tell you what the Gloom is if you don't want to know. That's fine.
Could you find a way to tell us that wouldn't be? How does
I
the
can
watching
whisper
work?
it into your ear individually.
I will cast Sending.
There we go.
And into your mind, Percy, you hear, in less than 25 words, can you tell me what the Gloom is?
Bad. Big bad spell. Turns Baldur's Gate into necropolis using plane of negative energy, kills everyone here, stops death forever everywhere else. It bad.
It's like an inversion of the Zastam playbook. All right. Thane's little care of necromancy. Those that care.
No one knows who that is. I know who that is, David, and I appreciate that very much, but no one knows who that is.
I just sort of look at Percy and go, yep, it's bad, y'all. It's real bad.
Is there anything we can do to prepare for the bad?
Possibly go do what we were going to do.
Cool.
Information and friends seems useful.
I agree, and obviously once Ashra gets to grips with that spell, then
she will do really quickly because she's very clever.
Then we can
I have no doubt.
a conversation about it. We did. Aldryn and I did the thing that we were going to do, that we said we were going to do, and it went well. And the person who we went to see said that they would get in touch with the person that they know. This is too hard. I can't do this. It's too complicated.
You're doing really well, T. Keep going.
And that maybe they could help.
Yes, well, Silver, is there anything particular we should know about what we are likely to be walking into?
Oh, Silver also did a really awesome thing where Silver went into, did the thing that I did for Persephone last night, and it was really cool. It was really good fun, and we will tell you all about it later because it was awesome.
I appreciate you engaging with the surreptitiousness of our situation, but I feel we can probably assume that everything we've previously spoken of is known. But on the off chance that it isn't, I agree. Why give away things for free what you can keep to yourselves?
Could you just clarify for me whether that means continue or stop?
Oh my God.
Let's just continue with our plans that we had in place, and for the time being, not give away any information that we don't have to. But I agree, because also the way that you spoke to the person that you spoke to in the way that you did this morning, that would be a way for us to communicate to each other and remain undetected as well.
That is true.
When right now.
All right, then. So the sooner you learn that spell, the better, I think, because this is turning my head into twain.
I've just been looking it up, George. To copy non-detection into your spell book, I'm going to say that you would have all the right inks and reagents that you would need to copy spells into your spell book.
Half as long and half as much as normal because abjuration, because that ability never comes up.
Do
So
you-
Third level spell, which means that it will take you 2 hours per level, halved, 3 hours to copy it into your spell book.
Sure.
It's probably about the right time before we have to go.
Know when you're being scryed on?
I know I can't be.
But-
So anything I say is probably fine, actually, now that I kind of think of it.
unless they're looking at one of us and they know what's being said to us.
Not necessarily. Scrying is perceiving the person, and because Aldrin has non-detection permanently cast on him thanks to the amulet, he would appear as a blank slate and his voice would be garbled. I think, no, visible. You just don't exist, do you? You literally don't exist for the
just
purpose
don't
of the spell.
exist.
Yeah.
You're literally talking to an empty space.
Can you tell if you're being scryed on?
No.
Can you?
In
I think
D&D
so.
terms, there would be a saving throw, but
That's true.
in actual terms, no, you have no idea.
Unless you can see invisible things.
Exactly. Then there is a sensor.
So we camp out while Ashra does some studying, and then Silver, what do you want? Do you want like scary people being your mouthpiece while you stand there and look cool and imposing, or do you want to do all the talking while we stand there looking cool and imposing? Like this is your family. What do you want from us?
I think that don't be winded or anything when you go in. Nothing that will redden your face a little bit. That's just a bit of a no-no. I think let me do the talking first, and if I fuck it up, when I fuck it up, you can jump in. But for the most part, plan A is just look cool and just pretend we're really close.
And if we do jump in, is it like, hey, Silver's dad, you seem great? Or is it like, now you listen here, Silver's dad, we're gonna, what do you want?
Depends on the mood. If he's getting angry, angry. then you can tell him off at your own peril. Let's just play it by ear.
How much peril? Like, could your dad kill all of us instantly? Or, like, obviously we don't want to kill your dad, I assume, but,
I mean, he's a full-blooded vampire. They're dangerous.
He probably could, but if you're my friends of his beloved daughter, less likely.
Admittedly, between the two of us, Asher and I could get 4 of us out in a matter of seconds, and I would suggest the 4 that can't turn into bats or aren't immune to undead killing. we've got a contingency. Yep. I would like to be in disguise as a valet. I would suggest possibly Asher's valet, because you seem, with no offense to anyone else, like you might come from some money.
Lady Beckett.
Quite so. And if you would acquiesce to that request, I did think about being in disguise as your familiar, but if we were there for more than an hour and I suddenly snap back into my form, that might not go so well for us. So
embarrassing. I'll give you an exaggerated look up and down. Not the sort of help I've gone in for in the past, but I think you'll do.
I will.
You're a bit too alive there, Aldrin.
To be fair, I could speak the command word and be fully covered. And
could be a skeleton. Yep.
Yeah, could be.
That bad memories. Maybe don't do that one.
Anyway, that's all messy.
No, it's not. It's not necessarily a good plan, given they can detect heartbeats. It's not. We will go with a normal, mortal attendant, if you would.
Into a sort of sharp black valet suit. Mm-hmm. Don't tell Callister, because he might not take this well.
Which of my disguises do you think would be most palatable, Silver?
Can you kind of filter through them? And I'll just be like, yes, yes, no, no.
So the sort of standard looking elf one.
Standard looking elf. That should be okay, yeah.
I feel like you've picked one of my most gothic looking ones, so it's like long black hair and really pale and like wearing lots of black, and I'm like, really?
And right in.
Now,
I'm going to look like this, Silver, if that's okay, because that is the option. But I had a bath, so like, yeah.
Yeah, you smell like cucumbers.
Silver, you will be taking everyone, when the time is right, to a bar. It's called Jubilance Nightclub. It is in Baldur's Gate. I'm pulling all of George's things against him. It is in Baldur's Gate, and it is a front. It is a very nice nightclub, but beneath the nightclub is where your family live and hang out. There is no Gothic manor house or anything like that. It is very much a hidden place where they all gather, congregate, meet. It is basically a house. It's where your father lives and where your family lives to a certain extent, but it is in the sewers. It is repurposed sewer space that has been made nice and blocked off from the smell. But yes. You can easily take people there. There is a password to enter the door, but you know it, so it won't be a problem.
Okay. The password is fuzzy slippers.
That's your password, yes. Good. You do have about, let's elide time a little. If you wanted, George, to take 3 hours to copy the spell into your spell book, you certainly can.
I wouldn't be able to prepare it immediately, but if now is a good time to do it, so I will get that done so that I can prepare it next time.
Absolutely, then you can. That's no problem at all. You also do have a scroll of it, so you can cast it once. Once you've copied it in, you've got a scroll.
That feels... Oh, no, it doesn't copy and destroy the scroll, I thought. Maybe
Doesn't it?
I thought so, but maybe not. If not, then heck yeah.
I'm going to ask Jeremy Crawford by Googling it.
I'll be engaging everybody that wants to play in a game of dice or cards or something while we're waiting for...
Do you win every time?
Not every time.
I feel like playing dice with Trix is irritating because occasionally Trix's cat instincts take over and they just bat one off the table. Sorry.
You are right, George, it destroys the spell.
I didn't mean to do that.
Correct, yeah.
I'll go fetch it.
I would like to try and convince Persephone to read my Twilight books.
It rolled a 6 though, it's on the floor. Does that count?
Persephone reads your Twilight book.
She's
trying so hard to make friends. Yeah, good. Hang on, isn't he like 100 and something and she's like 16? Right. If
Don't question it. It gets weirder later. You just need to go with it.
Do you sparkle? I haven't seen you sparkle. Is that a thing you do?
Can I disguise self?
I'll never tell.
Sparkly. Oh, look at me. I'm so sparkly and pretty. I am vampire.
I think you're trying to take the piss, and Silver's just, yay!
So that book is rotting your brain.
Just juggling continual flame sling stones. And entertaining myself by changing my eyes or the flame colours.
That is fine. Do you all head for Jubilance Night?
We should do some plot, really, shouldn't we?
No, this was all very valuable, important character growth and some nice information given in. I think, the wizard now does non-detection. What do you do? So, you head towards Jubilance Night Bar, which is, it is in the lower city. It's not in Bloombridge. It's more around the bay, so more towards, I think it's called Brampton, that area. But as you're making your way around the bay towards Jubilance Night Bar, that's where we'll pick up after our break. At the Night Bar Jubilance that George made, and now I have turned into a vampire 10. You're welcome. But yes, join us after the break, where we will discover more and enjoy the plots and tricks, and yes, that's my outro, and I'm sticking with it. Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of episode 4 of Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate, and you were all heading to the Jubilance Night Bar after a rather lovely afternoon of talking to current partners, helping each other out, being generally nice to Aldryn. What happened, everybody? But yes, you are all heading to this.
Aldryn was nice.
You are heading to Jubilance.
Less creepy than usual. Sorry, Chris.
Jubilance Night Bar, which is it is on the docks. It is a perfectly from the front. It doesn't look like too much. It has a sort of there's a quiet sort of down some stairs, down an alleyway kind of vibe to it, and I would say that Percy, you're aware of Jubilance Night Bar, and you're probably surprised that this is where we're going. Same for Aldrin. Trix, Ashra, no idea.
Was it on the tour of places that you've murdered people at?
Interesting question. Was it on the tour of places where you've murdered people at?
Yes.
Wow. So, Ashra, you saw it earlier.
I won't say anything, but I will give Persephone a look.
She looks proud of herself. Then tries to blush.
Roll a performance check.
Scroll of non-revealing.
That's 11 on the dice. How did 13?
Aw. Percy's clearly a bit shy about something. Silver, if you head down the stairs and take your friends with you, there's not a lot of traffic in and out of the front door. Like, people do come in and out of the night bar, but it is generally speaking a speakeasy. It is quiet. People don't generally, there's not huge throngs of crowds queuing to get in or anything like that. It wouldn't suit Jubilance Night Bar, which is very much meant to be the under sort of, this special bar people go to, and it's got a very interesting vibe inside. But as you head to the door, there's one of those little slider things. If you knock, a slider opens, and it's quite low down, and a goblinoid face is poking slightly out of it and says, "What's the password?"
Lucky slipper.
Oh, right, okay. Slider closes. The door opens, and a troll and a goblin are both standing there and do a sort of very formal bow. It's a very, very different sort of approach. You want to come through the back way, please? And they will gesture you all in. They will take you through Jubilance Night Bar, which is this lovely sort of cabaret dinner theatre style place. You do see some various figures stood around engaging with the area around. You've got a rather sort of broad, tall man with a rather snooty accent in a corner berating a halfling who's going to get drinks. And there's a warforged dancing in the middle of the space for no reason, just having a good old-fashioned dance. A strong smell of fish odour passes as you walk past them, which is a lot. But yes, you are able to pass through this area and the NPCs from other campaigns and make your way to a door at the back. It is unmarked, and the goblin will guide you through. The troll has stepped back to the front door, but you are guided through this back door. As you pass through the back door, there are basically stone steps going down, and you do get that very faint sort of, again, sewery whiff. It's not as strong as you have experienced before, but there is a sense of we're going into the sewers again. There is no one in this hallway, but Silver, you know once you get to the bottom, there will be people looking out, making sure what the situation is. Do you head in Baldur's Brass? Are you taking it slowly? Are you being formal or polite? What's your approach here?
I would like to pause, just turn to the group and say, okay, you know how you all become really cool and awesome and less awkward when you're in combat? Try and exude that.
I'm like that all the time.
You are. You're perfect the way you are, T. Don't change. The rest of you.
Draw myself up to my full height.
Aldrin, you are currently in your flunky disguise, yes?
Yes, milady, I say to Silver.
I would like to, with that, burn 2 key points. It might be useful anyway to have dark vision, but just to get the complete black eyes and the slight bleeding and the slight spread of the tattoo, just to bump up the cool factor a little.
Sure.
Oh, yes, you stand up front.
Aldrin raises an eye at the slight bleeding.
I also raise an eye at the
It's
you
not
stand
blood,
up front.
I'm going to take that as a reminder to cast dark vision on myself.
It is a
doesn't
dark
look
corridor.
as cool as that.
It is a dark corridor heading down. There aren't many lights down here. As you head down the corridor, what's the marching order, please?
I'm
Me
up
first.
front.
You're next to me.
Behind Ashra at a respectable 2-3 feet behind.
Sure, no problem.
Unbelievable.
You in the back.
Sorry.
Just tutting at Silver. Gonna show my displeasure by coolly waiting for everyone else to pass and then walking very slowly behind everyone.
You all head down the stairs. There are occasional continual flames, and they are obviously continual flames because they, again, like continual flames from before, have that slightly artificial quality where the flames don't move quite properly and they can burn at weird angles, but these all ensconces in the walls, and it is a very similar vibe to the Bormold basement. As you head down, the similar vibe becomes even stronger. There are quite gothic, it's all stone, and there are quite gothic archways with sort of spikes out of the top as you pass through the first of these. And as you head inside, all the
I'm
furniture...
going to summon my knuckle duster. Not visibly, but just so it's there, because we're going into a room full of vampires, and I just feel happier when it's present.
As you step down into a corridor, two figures who are sat in chairs either side of this door will get up and turn as they hear voices and will look up the stairs. Silver, you recognize these two. They are vampire spawn. They are not full-blooded, but they are part of the retinue of the house. One steps forward, called Balthazar, and he... Silver?
Balthazar, how's it going?
I thought you weren't allowed back in here.
I was under the impression that I could come and go as I very well pleased.
Roll a persuasion check.
Please could I crack my knuckles next to Silver?
With advantage.
Hey. Persuasion. Ends with a P. Oh, I'm actually good at that, so that was... nice! That's 25.
Right you are, of course. Can I show you to the, hall? Milady?
I think we can find our own way. Do you know where Father is at the moment?
Father is in the hall.
Okay, we've got it from here. Keep up the good work, buddy.
Does that seem on the level?
Roll an insight check.
Really bad at insight.
Could I rolled a 3. Could I also roll an insight to see if that was what was expected?
Sure, Trix, you roll a 3. This seems perfectly normal.
18.
Stephanie, with an 18, this seems like a perfectly normal conversation. You don't see anything particularly untoward or special about it. Aldryn, your passive is 19, yes?
Insight, yeah.
Two things, because your passive insight is 19 and your passive perception is 33. So I will give you both of these as you follow Silver down this. It is a corridor. There are other corridors leading off it, and it looks like they go to various other corridors that seem to go off into various rooms or places for people to stay. It looks like you've entered into like a manor house in many, many ways, but it's all underground. Aldryn, two things. First of all, Balthazar was expecting Silver. Knew Silver was going to be there and was playing up this sense of you're not supposed to be here, but actually was expecting Silver to arrive. With your passive perception of 33, this whole area has been unhallowed. You are aware of that. You can feel it in your bones. This whole area is I mean, you would probably expect it from a vampire haunt, but you are aware of a tingling in the air and this faint sense of unholiness about this place that just washes through you as you step into it.
Ooh. Well, if it was known that we were on the way, it's reasonable to assume that that may be because we were being spied upon. We're on our own now, now that we've left Balthazar?
You are currently walking down this corridor. I mean, on your own is an exaggeration. There aren't a lot of people around. You do see the occasional person down a corridor just minding their own business.
Would I be reasonably able to assume I could whisper to Silver without being overheard?
Yes, you could reasonably assume that. I will also give you, because I just rolled for it, the people down the corridors as you walk past, quite a few of them look up, see you passing, and were also expecting you here.
All right.
How obvious is that to anyone else? Should I just roll insight? Is that the easiest?
You can roll insight if you like. Aldrin's passive is high enough to notice this.
Yeah. It's whether I no, I did roll badly, so it doesn't matter.
And also, you wouldn't necessarily know to look yours as a thing. It would be under passives and That's why this gets to happen.
Do I notice anything out of the ordinary in my ex-home?
Roll me an insight check.
Will we be there in a minute or less?
Yes.
I'm going to activate Ghostly Gaze so I can see through walls.
Sure.
On that one.
Yeah, seems normal.
I've realised my passive insight is way higher than I thought it was. It's 17. Would I notice?
I rolled for it. No.
Cool. Everything's fine.
Not everything's fine. I think with the 17, you're definitely being watched, but you would almost expect that from this. Like, Aldrin's is so high that there is an element of something's definitely amiss.
That's what usually happens to Aldrin.
Trix, looking through walls, you can see that there's a lot of... looking through walls, there's a big hall up ahead with a lot of vampires in it. They appear to be sat around a table. Looks like they're all enjoying dinner.
Vampires don't eat.
Well, quite.
What's dinner? Whose dinner?
You do also see, as you're looking around through various walls, because I'm going to give you this, what's the range on it?
30 feet.
Okay. You see various vampires congregating in this central space as you move towards it. There are stairs that go down into a larger hall space. Seems to take up quite a large space.
There's a lot of people in that room, Silver.
Oh, like how many?
Can I briefly count them?
Sure. About 30.
30-ish?
Not all of them are dressed as vampires either.
Some of them don't look like vampires. What are they dressed as? Because I have dark vision. Stop being coy.
It's 30 feet. You only have 30 feet of vision. Even because the stairs go down and it's quite a wide space.
Yes, but you said that some of them weren't dressed as vampires, so I can see those ones.
You see a couple of people dressed as pitch monks and a couple of masked hoods.
Oh, our friends are here. Persephone's friends and Aldrin's friends.
I'm gonna cast some spells. Just to
Immediately. They knew we were coming.
Do we turn around and go? We were expecting an information-gathering family chat, not full-pitched battle.
Okay, look, here's what we're going to do. You guys wait out here. I'm going to bring Father for a nice chat.
That's not happening.
Nope.
stick together. If we get separated, it's much worse.
If they see you and recognize you, things could go south very quickly.
They're going to see you and recognize you. I'm not letting you go in there
but
alone.
I live here.
Just to be very clear, they knew we were coming. Balthazar has seen us. They know we're here.
So, okay. Run or go and try and save your father, or find out if they're involved, or run, or...
I don't know about any of you, but I have to go in.
Then we have to go in.
Oh, good.
Just lean into Ashra, be like, very good, my lady, and just gently touch you. And you feel, for all the good it might do, suffused with a sort of benevolent shadow stuff, which you can resist or accept. But if you accept it, you'll feel almost as if your stealth, your ability to hide in shadows, has been somehow increased by Timora's blessing.
I see.
I will.
This is good.
This is blessing the trickster, right?
Yes.
Good.
Drop the disguise, because if they knew we were coming, they knew we were coming, and I'll shift.
Cool.
I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis at 4th level and activate my ward and use the stored spell in my ring to cast Intellect Fortress on myself, Persephone, and probably makes more sense to do it on Trix.
What does Intellect Fortress do?
Advantage on Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws.
Nice.
I stashed it at 5th level last night so I could unprepare it.
Nice, very good.
I would like
It's a
to.
concentration spell though, yeah.
I would like to fire up the gauntlet.
Okay.
I would like to pop my collar.
You do look good.
You look amazing.
Thank you. It's T. I'm sorry I took your boots. I could not.
You took my boots?
Moving on.
Do you all step down this, again, another steps going down that leads to this main hall?
Wait, hang on. More importantly, you fit in my boots?
I have very small feet. Don't tell anyone.
You patted them. Anyway, are you heading down the stairs into the main hall?
Does it? If everybody's prepping for combat, I was torn because I'm like, well, there's a chance that I haven't been recognized, but then on the other hand, how useful is it going to be maintaining a disguise when it all kicks off? And the answer to that is probably not very. I will as we open the door, I'll precast, let's say, blink.
Just before we open the door, Percy will turn and go, are we just going in fighting, or are we going to try, get in, have a conversation, get out, and fight as a last resort? Like, do we have a plan? I know we don't really plan, apparently. Do we have a plan?
Conversation first. We need to talk first, and then, if it progresses, but we need to try and keep it civil.
If your dad tries to kill us, can we kill him, or would you like us to really not do that?
I would like you to run the other way.
Cool.
Can I see anything else in the room?
With 30 feet, you can see the edges of this table, and you can see that there are people sat around it.
Cast aid. Before we go through, because you never know. That will go on to Trix, Silver, and Persephone, because I assume that Asher and I are the most likely to be out of any sort of melee engagement. So you all
it's
have
10 hit points, because I had 10 hit points anyway.
5.
I have some anyway right now.
Yeah, 5 temp hit points. Does Trix have 10 hit points automatically?
Yes, please don't give me 5 temp hit points.
Fine,
I've already got
I will.
5.
I will
I've got
take
12.
That's fine. I could upcast it, but for now, we'll just take the extra 5 for myself, Silver, and Percy then.
Thank you.
How many was that?
5.
5. Cool. Thank you.
Scared.
Here we go.
I can't believe we've seen this and we're still walking into it.
I know!
Like idiots.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Oh god, no, I think we do have to.
Obligatory hand squeeze, Ash, and then...
Of course, yeah.
I'm now stood, like the bodyguard, like shoulder to shoulder with Silver.
Yeah.
I have moved out the way to let you do that. I understand that is not my place. And I need to stand in front of Asher anyway, so
Of course.
Before we head in, I'd just like to mumble, you can still go if you need to.
yeah, shut up, we're staying with you, come on.
Okay, I gave you the chance. Let's go.
As you step down the stairs, there isn't a door, it's an archway, but as you step down the stairs, all of you stepping forward into this room, let's see, what's the best way to do this? Ashra and Aldrin, what is your passive religion and passive arcana, respectively?
Passive religion for me is 15, arcana is 19.
Thank you.
Passive for both will be 10 without any kind of enhancement casting.
My passive religion is 14, if that helps in any way.
Sure. I was specifically looking at the high-end casters, but as you step down into this room, you all get a sense of this necrotic.
I am a high-end caster.
My apologies, you are a high-end caster. I think of you as a melee character.
You're just high-end.
Don't make me laugh when I've got a mouthful of tea.
As you step into this space, the wave of necrotic energy, this sense of something being definitely wrong, more so than the unhallowed spell, Aldrin, like all of you get a sense of something is very, very clearly very, very wrong. As you step into the space, there are dining tables in the center of the space that form a sort of U shape with a larger table at the front with a throne. The throne is currently facing the back of the room, so you're looking at the back of the chair.
Can I see through it?
How long does Ghostly Gaze last?
A minute?
For story purposes, it runs out as you enter the room. And as you enter the room, there are people sat around the table, and they all turn as you enter and just look at you. LaRouche is sat there. A bunch of other vampires that, Silver, you would recognize some of the more high-ups are sat around. The same priest of Mask you saw the other night, at least as much as you can tell, is sat looking at you. Percy, Sister Oriana is sat at the table and just looks at you as you walk in.
I don't like it.
Oh, good. The guests of honor have arrived. I didn't know if you'd make it in time. How fortuitous.
Father? Can I have a word?
Ah, Silver. Silver. I'm almost disappointed, you know. Not in you. I mean, this is textbook you, but an archmage of some standing, an escaped pitch assassin, a vampire hunter of some renown, and a complete mystery.
Huh, I've got renown.
I'm just a valet. Don't hurt me. As I blink into the ethereal plane.
David, you can't blink into the ethereal plane. All magical teleportation and transportation of any kind does not function in this realm of this unhallowed space.
Oh, fuck you, Unhallow.
Larice is just going to stand
Does that
up.
mean that all magic fails?
No, God, no. Just teleportation magic.
Okay.
Magic that would transport you through planes or teleport you does not work in this space.
Bother.
Larice stands up. You must have known that we would see what you're doing and make plans accordingly, surely. Surely. No? Well, you're here now. So, thank you very much. Now we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Or 6.
Father, what?
There are only 5 of us.
What is he saying?
What are they saying?
What do they say?
They, sorry.
Quite all right. The throne is silent. Well,
There are only 5 of us, Silver.
this has been fun. I expected a bit more, and I truly hoped there'd be a chance for us to do more together, but that ship has truly sailed now. You all get a wave of this necrotic energy, just oof, like it. You all get a sense of something is very clearly wrong here. Now, Sister Oriana would like a word with you, Percy, if you are open to being spoken to. It's all right if I call you Percy, isn't it? Your friends seem to.
You're not my friend, so I'd say no, thank you.
Well, then I won't take the honor. That is a shame. I hope we could be friends before this is over. Sister Oriana does stand up from the table and look across at you, Percy.
And start edging around the room.
Sure, of course you can.
Can I try and get to the throne as
Yeah,
well?
that's
You can do
basically
the
what
same
I'm
if you
aiming
want
to
to,
do.
yeah.
If I spot them doing this out of the corner of my eye, I will take up a bit more space, try and pull a bit more attention than I'd usually be comfortable with.
Do you want to roll stealth checks to be unobtrusive about what you're doing?
Yes, well, if I notice that I'm throwing off Silver, I will do the same thing and try and make like a...
Sure.
So terrified to do anything because if I do anything Aldriny.
20 non-natural.
Wow, okay. So
Evie, what did you do?
It was another nat one.
Oh.
That's so fitting.
Silver, as you start to edge slightly around the room, no one reacts to you doing that. Oriana's going to get up and look at you, Percy.
Mm-hmm.
What a disappointment you've been. It's a shame we won't get to bring you back into the fold, but it's better this way. I am sorry. Another wave of necrotic energy just washes out over all of you. Right, well, now that that's out of the way...
Sorry, you think you can just say sorry and that's fine, and now
Oriana
you
doesn't
don't...
react.
Don't you need to monologue about your big evil plan or something? Isn't that your style?
Who are you talking to?
Oriana.
Oriana doesn't react. Well, anyway, time for me to draw this to a close. I'm not sorry that we won't see any more of each other, but this has been fun.
Is this Ladouche talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they stop talking, and the illusions of every single person around the table all fade out. Trix, you were edging around the edge of the room with a 20 non-natural. No one can see you because there's no one there. As you head around the edge of the room and look at the throne, a body has been staked to it.
Silver!
You don't know this person, but yeah.
I can make assumptions.
Fairly.
I don't know if now's the right time for you to see that, Silver.
The pulse of necrotic energy gets stronger, and in the center of the room, in the middle of all of these tables, a strange black orb just starts to slowly pulse and grow out of nothingness.
I turn to Silver.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what we talked about this morning?
Yes, but I need to talk to Father first.
Okay. Game face now, and we are gonna do that later. And
Wait, no, is he?
Don't go near that throne.
But they said Father was he's on the throne, right?
The pulse of black energy in the center of the space now washes out, and all of you now start to feel like this is probably quite bad news, as you all take 3 points of necrotic damage.
Time to leave, I suspect, my lady.
Ash, can you stop it? Ash, can you do something?
What is it? Is there an obvious source?
Roll an Arcana check. I mean, there's a black space. There's a glowing black sort of orb in the center of the room. Roll an Arcana check for me.
23.
You know how you've been dealing with necrotic energy and the plane of negative energy and the negative energy plane? This looks like someone has managed to open a portal to it.
Okay. That sounds bad.
Correct.
Can we stop it?
You don't know. You've never experienced anything of this magnitude.
Ash, what happens if I hit it?
Probably nothing good, given the energies emanating from it. It's... probably wouldn't care. You probably wouldn't enjoy the experience of touching it.
At this point, I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
I don't like it!
I'm opening the box of dice.
Ooh, that's a great roll. David, Aldrin rolled a 25. I can see it, so I'm adding it.
I've got a 19.
19?
I've got 24.
24. These are great initiative rolls. Well done, everyone.
I got 23.
20. Jesus Christ. George?
You'll be shocked to hear that I rolled a 1.
Oh my
for a total
goodness.
of 3.
Wow.
That's fine. You haven't got a shot in the back. It's all good.
My day is still unruffled.
Aldrin, it is your turn. You're not sure what this black growing thing in the center of this space is, but you can now feel that this whole place is becoming suffused with necrotic energy. It's not good. What would you like to do?
Bloody hell. Crap my pants. I think it's time to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I bet the door's locked. The only thing I know that counts as... I mean, this is a big amount of power that's emanating from this thing, right?
Yes, it is.
Summoning every ounce of power that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say for flavor that it sucks the armor illusion away, and Aldrin's just left standing there, holding high the holy symbol of Tymora as it flows through me.
Yes.
And then reaching out and touching Percy, and just channeling that power from one spirit to another, like almost like a and then
wow.
Percy's feet and fists start to glow with a radiance.
Nice.
And
My holy weapon.
Holy weapon.
Holy weapon, the monk. Nice.
And then there's not much I can do for the rest of my go, but for the sake of it, I'm down on one knee, like from the amount of power I've just channeled. That is not an everyday occurrence.
Big moment. Nice. You cast. Do you want to use any movement?
I think back towards the door would be wise.
Sure, you can reach the archway of the door if you head back towards it.
Yep.
as you try and pass through it, you bounce off a wall of force.
Figures.
But yes, you have now determined that that door is shut. This is a large hall, and there are other doors, but this one in particular, you will not be able to get out of. Right. No bonus actions?
I don't think I have any.
Okay.
No.
Percy.
That aren't spells, so no, that's fine.
Okay. So if it's a portal, if I punch it, am I going to go through the portal and die?
Maybe. I haven't had time to study it yet.
Oh, sorry, that was Rebecca. But
You started with Ash, but yeah.
Sorry, and the screaming and the questioning and all rolled into...
Maybe you don't say that. I just yell that to whoever's listening.
I want to punch things, and I don't want to run away because then we've left this and they've won, and I'm just going to trust you can get me out again. I'm going to go punch the thing because I have hands that can punch ghosts and now can deal radiant damage, so maybe this will work.
Please do.
I'm going to punch it 4 whole times. I'm going to spend my bonus to do flurry of blows. Okay. The lowest is a 13 on the dice plus, do I plus 9 now?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, that is a 22, a 23. And one of them's a nat 20.
Oh, great. So yeah, you run up and just... How do you punch this sort of glowing, this sort of absorbent black orb that seems to be absorbing all light around it in the center of the room?
I think she has a moment of absolute horror and indecision, and then refocuses, retightens, and sprints in, and it's the most concentrated series of just jabs and crosses in quite a
Do you want to vault the table as you go? Like,
of course, I'll do a flip.
Brilliant, yeah. Is a flip a bit much? Like, I was thinking more like a car bonnet slide across the table.
I want to do a flip. I'll do a flip.
Okay. Then just start pummeling this strange black orb in the center of the space.
Right, now I need to add some things. So I hit 4 times, so that's 5d6 for normal damage, another 5d6 for microwave gloves.
Yes.
And then
8d8.
another 10. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, I roll the nat 20 dice as well, right?
Yes.
So 10d8 radiant damage.
Sure.
Holy momoly.
Yeah, holy weapon on a monk.
So 10d6 and 10d8 plus
Please use a dice
20. No.
Oh, okay.
Play the elevator music, Chris.
No, sorry. Okay, that is so many dice. I will get my app out. So
No, the music we'll be playing now will be super intense. I'll ask the editors.
Okay, that's 45 for the 10d6.
Sure.
And then it is 10d8.
What's the numerical value of a fuck ton?
56. So that is 101 plus 20, 121 points of damage.
Wow.
Aldrin, I love you, says Percy whilst punching.
Or just face down on the floor, having backed up to the wall of force. You're welcome.
Yeah, you run in and you absolutely pummel this strange black orb. And as the light from your fists passes into it, it clearly hurts it. Radiant damage is very, very bad. So you are doing a metric fuck ton of damage to this thing by punching it in this way and by breaking through whatever it is.
Can I, as a free action, yell, "It's working and I'm not going through a portal! It doesn't like the holy stuff!"
You didn't let me finish.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. I thought for a second you were going to be nice to me, Chris.
Yeah.
So, every time you punch it, you take damage.
That's okay. Maybe.
Adding them all up.
Could be bad.
Can I theoretically use this as one chunk of damage? If it's necrotic damage, I can. That's very nice to know. Thank you, Chris.
You take 39 points of damage from the passing through the pure necrotic energy of whatever this thing is.
How? I don't know if I can even ask you this. How hurt does the stone look?
It's not a stone.
Like,
it's just a void. It's just
the
a void.
void. How
you
damaged?
Can't tell.
In that case, I might suck up the 39 points of damage because I don't know what's coming next.
Okay. You absorb 39 points. How does your absorbing necrotic damage? Because I don't think you've done this before. But
I've never taken necrotic damage.
Your tattoo allows you to absorb. I mean, you probably don't even know you're doing it, but describe what happens as you do it.
I think it's her creepy tattoo spreading in reverse. I think it spreads up her fingertips, up her arms, into her tattoo, and I think the tattoo possibly permanently bleeds out a little bigger.
Sure. Great. Yeah. You see that. You all see this onslaught happen, and Percy seems to sort of draw weird power from this, and is sort of drawing in all of this necrotic gone.
I forgot you said your words, and I forgot that it's not just I can save damage, I can also do things with it.
You can punch it out again.
I can punch it out again. How many rounds is this going to last? I wish I would know. Where is it? It's on my equipment. Sorry, new ability.
Right.
Who this? On my next realistically, this might not run into 3 rounds. Okay, you know what? I am not going to take the damage. I apologize if that's okay, because I want to be able to punch it out again next round. So instead, it will still go. But this time, I think she's choosing to absorb it rather than it will tattoo, but also the eyes as well. If everyone's okay with that. And just sort of pulse.
You are holding it in your fist.
Skin, fists, tattoo is just pulsing.
Percy has become more necrotic by the second, which is probably unnerving for all of you. Cool. Yes, that happens. Right. Silver.
While you're all bothering with the big necrotic orb, Silver's kind of twigged what kind of thing that's going on and needs to go and see the throne.
Okay.
So,
pop it.
You pass around the back, and your father has been impaled on his throne. He's dead. I mean, he was already dead, but he's now he's not undead. You know what I mean.
Well, shit.
If Silver wouldn't have had to go too far away from me, I would hold her hand.
Totally fine. Yeah.
I spend my turn being sad.
Okay.
There is a bloody tear.
Trix.
Once this is over, we will bury him. However you need.
Can you do that thing again? So that I can work out some frustration.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna run at the thing and punch it.
Sure. You run to enter the space and run in and take an almighty swing at the thing.
I'm not sure it's a good idea. Oh. Do I feel like it's a thing that I could potentially Hexblaze Curse?
Yeah, of course it's a creature.
Ooh, it's a creature.
In which case, I will use my bonus action to Hexblaze Curse it.
Sure.
Because
you do.
It's just do necrotic damage, so I don't feel like rage will be that useful.
Oh.
I rolled a 13.
I'm sorry, it's not high enough.
And a 14.
I'm sorry, it's not high enough. As you
very
run
bad.
it, it's very hard to punch it because it's not like it feels ephemeral. And as you pass through it, you're not managing to pull any of it away. A thing to note, though, Percy, as you pass through, as that necrotic damage was being done to you, it would have literally eaten away your flesh because you don't carry a weapon. However, because you absorb the necrotic damage, it doesn't affect you in that way. Trix, as you strike out at it, you can see where your hand is passing through it. It is not aging, it is sort of like... There are very definite sort of scars and markings coming on your hands that look just like pure damage being done to you as you take... Sorry. You take the lowest amount of damage possible that you can from that, which is 13 points of damage.
13!
Yep.
Oof.
You take 13 points of damage from it as your hands are now very clearly like necrotized in places.
Even though I didn't damage it?
Yeah, pass through it. Your knuckle duster glows strongly and isn't affected by this effect in any way. Like, parts of Percy's robes are tattered where they pass through. Parts of your outfit is tattered where it passed through, but your knuckle duster is entirely unaffected. Any more movement you want to take? I mean, you could potentially back away from it if you wanted to.
I mean, no, then it'll just attack me.
Sure, just checking. Okay, so you're staying in combat range. In which case, you are there, you're both up there. It is now the creature's turn. This black dot, this negative space, tentacles come pouring out of it. And as that happens, it is going to move. And suddenly this ball of necrotic energy is not just going to float in the same space, but move around all of you. And it swells in size as well. It's now the same size as you. And the tentacles are going to... It's not lashing out. It's more of a sort of gentle wafting at the two of you who are currently in melee with it. I'll draw the attack rolls on here.
I should have saved my one-use absorption. Doobie-doo, be-doo-be-doo.
Does Headspace Curse mean anything happens when attacking you,
No.
No, okay. So, that
But
is...
if it's making an attack against someone else, then I can make an attack against it.
And it will make an attack against Percy, effectively, so yes. Percy, that's a 14 to hit you.
That misses! Sorry, yeah, Chris, that misses.
And a 22.
Against me?
Yeah,
No, against Percy. I'm doing the two attacks against Percy.
Okay.
that one hits.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you want to make your sentinel attack?
Yes.
Please do.
Yes, please. I'm going to try rolling it on Beyond and see if it's any better.
Sure.
Oh, it was a 19.
Mm-hmm.
Does that hit?
That's a critical, isn't it? Oh,
That's
no,
That's a
sorry,
crit!
sorry.
Yes!
Yeah, it's a 19 on the dice. It's a crit.
It's
with
a
all the
19
extras.
total.
It's
It's a 10 on the dice.
A 19 total just beats its armor class, yes.
Nice.
It's once per turn that I can Eldritch Smite.
Yes. Is that on your turn?
Hang on.
No.
Once per turn.
Then please do.
Hit it.
Right, hang on.
Please.
So you take 22 points of necrotic damage.
That's fine,
Okay.
she says. I haven't taken any damage because I absorbed the 39, so it's all
Is
fine.
it undead?
Yes. It counts as undead.
I'm going to need more dice. Hang on. One sec.
Who's the dice roller?
I'm just working out how many I'm going to need.
Okay.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Oh, that's a lot of ones and twos.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that was bad. I think that's a 27.
27 points of damage?
Yeah.
You, as these lashes sort of caress over Percy and seem to, again, necrotize where they hit, and parts of Percy's skin, now that you're not absorbing it, will just, like...
No, sorry, 32.
32. Will necrotize slightly where they pass over, and...
Does it count as poison or disease?
No, it does not.
Ah, bother. Okay.
But yes, Percy is, the small necrotizing moments pass over Percy, and you just punch out really, really fast and pass through it. And as the Knuckle Dusters of Disruption pass through it, it's the only time it's reacted so far. It's the only time it's reacted to anything that's happened to it, and it visibly shudders.
Ooh.
It visibly, like, twists and turns in the air and really, really, really doesn't like that. If you could draw any emotions from a black dot. But yes, I mean, it's quite a big black dot now. It's about the same size as each of you. It's also going to attack you twice, Trix, as
Does
it
it have
goes.
25 hit points or fewer?
It does not.
Just checking.
Right, that is a 26 to hit you.
Oh, sorry, it takes an extra 4. So another 4 points of damage because it's cursed. Sorry.
That's fine. Yes.
Does it now have 25?
It does not. That is a 26 and a 17 to hit you.
Yeah, both those hit.
Ooh.
35 points of necrotic damage to you as these tentacles waft over you again and again, necrotize parts of you as they pass.
That is half of my health.
Glass cannon. As it passes through all of you, through all of you, through the two of you that are facing it, the room around you gets that darkening necrotic effect again as it washes around the space. It is going, part of it is going to, not a tendril this time, but part of it is just going to disengage from itself and pass out into the room towards 1, 2, 3.
I took a sentinel attack against it. It can't move.
Oh no, it's a damage thing. It's passing a piece. It's shooting something out. It is a bolt, effectively.
Currently prone, if that helps.
I rolled a dice and it was a 5, so it's going to go for Asher.
I mean, I just assumed it was going to go for me. I don't know if that's...
No, I rolled for it, George. I genuinely rolled for it.
That's why I assumed. Yeah, like, I mean...
Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm going to roll a physical dice, which you haven't done me so well so far. That's an 11.
Not high enough.
All right, figured. What do we...
Oh, it's not too bad. You take 28 points of necrotic damage as this sort of part of it just passes through you.
Is this a melee attack or a ranged attack?
It is technically not a ranged attack. It is technically an effect. Magical effect.
Okay, so it's not a melee attack. It doesn't take anything from the armor. Sorry, so that was 20 how much?
28.
28. So my ward had 22 left. This is where I have to do... my ward
6.
goes to 0. I take an additional 6 from my temporary hit points. Leaving me on 98.
Fuck you, tank wizard. But yes, this sort of, it's almost like a sort of second version of itself sort of passes through you, and you can feel it. It would have necrotized huge swathes of your body, but you tank it out in the ways that you know how to tank things out, and it just passes through you. And it seems to pass through you, and then when it gets towards the wall, it fades out, just like it ceases to exist, just passes away.
Interesting.
That is the end of its turn. From it, figures, like humanoid figures, start to fly out from its body, from itself personally, and they are going to start. Some of them float up towards the ceiling and just sort of like eddy around, but one of them is going to go for. I'll go for everyone. One's going to go for Silver. I'll roll on here. Why am I rolling dice? I've got a lovely dice rolling thing. Ooh, Silver, does a 19 hit you?
Yes, a 19 hits me.
Cool. You take 13 points of necrotic damage, and can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Okay, yes. And I think I get advantage on these because I have some soul trinkets.
Yes, you can. I'm not sure. I think you can sort of get rid of a soul trinket, or does it burn one to use it?
It just says if you do a saving throw on con while you have one, you have advantage.
Oh, then you just have advantage. Then that's totally fine. Go for it.
Cool. Good, because one was a nat 1 again.
Oh God!
So I got 19.
Yes, you're fine. You do not take permanent hit point damage.
Cool. How much damage was it?
13.
13. Cool.
You've seen things like this before. They look like ghosts or specters. You would be totally au fait with what this is. Aldrin, one's going to go for you, but you're prone, so it has disadvantage on the attack roll. That is... Oh, wow, you dodged a natural 20. That's a 21 to hit you.
A 21 would hit me, but Timora's blessing upon me.
You casting shield?
I'm using my luck point.
Oh, sure.
That's a 4.
Because you rolled it for me. I see.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it tries to pass through you, and Timora's luck blesses you on this day, and the attack does not hit you as the spectre flies over you and away.
I do Timora's will.
Lovely.
I forgot to mention, can I uncanny dodge?
Yeah, sure. Of course you can.
Ooh,
Cool.
nice.
Halved.
Nice.
Ash.
Oh, yes. It's a creature.
Good.
It's probably from the negative plane of energy,
You can make that assumption fairly.
but traveling through planes currently bamfing is not possible here.
Correct.
The banishment would be a waste of time.
Yes.
It's not. We've only seen con saves and dex saves, no wisdom charisma or any of that business, and it doesn't do psychic damage. So I'm probably going to drop Intellect Fortress in aid of casting Slow. On it.
George Lockett special.
Yeah, one of them are favourites. So it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
To be clear, the floaty people in the air are part of it, or are they separate creatures?
Separate creatures.
Oh, then I can target up to 4 creatures with this. Sorry, up to 6 creatures with this. So assuming I can fit them all in a 40-foot cube, I will target as many as possible.
I'll let you target as many as possible. That's perfectly fine. Is a wisdom save?
Wisdom save.
25.
That passes. Yep.
There are only 2 spectres currently attacking you, so I will just roll those and assume from there, if that's okay with you.
Sure, yeah.
So their wisdom saves are terrible. That's a 10 and a 3.
They both fail. That's a shame. The big one would have been impactful because it has lots of attacks. I mean, yeah, worth a shot. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just move around. I don't know where I can go that's sort of massively out of this range, so I'm just going to hang out around here.
You're fine?
Yeah, I don't think I yeah.
Cool. At the end of the round, you all take 4 points of necrotic damage as the room pulses again.
10 hit points gone.
It's starting to look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Aldrin.
So, Aldrin, having seen that Percy has apparently absorbed demonic light and is doing things that are just so impressive, and Trix is getting absolutely mauled, is going to cast Sanctuary on Trix.
I go before it.
Yeah. The only person who doesn't go before it is Ash.
I suppose I could hold my attack until after it's gone, but...
It's 1 minute.
Yeah, but if I attack it, it drops.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay,
I would say you could hold your attack until a trigger, and that trigger could be after its turn. I think that's a perfectly valid way of using the spell. Why not? But you can only hold 1 attack, I think.
No, you hold your entire attack action.
I think you only hold 1 attack. I think I've
you
before
can hold
ruled...
your entire attack action.
Oh, then in which case, sure. Yeah.
I made that mistake a lot, but that's correct, yeah.
You roll it. You hold the entire attack action. Why not?
This is literally because it's the only useful thing I can do with a bonus action. So even if you did want to attack it, it's still what I would do.
What does your sanctuary look like? How does that, especially in this space with this necrotic wave just getting worse and worse? All the lights in this room have gotten way dark as well.
So essentially, there's a momentary flash of light, and there's a 4-leaf clover that forms in front of you and then starts to grow until it encompasses your entire body and then slowly becomes translucent and dissipates.
Who brought a plant?
That's Tamora's blessing as a free action. My action is going to be sort of crawling forwards. How far am I away in terms of feet from everything?
30.
About 30 feet. In which case, I'm just going to get to my sort of, like up on almost on one knee, holding my holy symbol, and use Channel Divinity, turn undead.
Right. Okay.
Silver,
make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Okay.
And the creatures will also make wisdom saving throws.
Why have I got another nat one?
Oh my god, it's not your day. It is not your day. Right. Interesting. So wisdom save, right, Dave?
Yeah, DC 17.
Cool. The main creature gets a 21, but the spectres failed spectacularly.
But I assume we would be attacking the main creature anyway, so it'd be kind of a moot point.
Yeah. When you do this, I mean, what's the visual on your turn undead?
So the visual in terms of how does it look? In terms of how it looks, it's just holding up the holy symbol, and then just small dice appearing that then start becoming larger as they barrel towards each of the creatures.
Cute, lovely.
The ones that fail, it kind of gets absorbed into them, and the ones that pass, it just sort of bounces off and comes up as a 1.
The spectres that were gathering at the top of this chamber, and the ones that were attacking you, and who else was that by spectre? Silver. They flee, but they go to like about a radius of this room, not quite the wall in places, and bashing up against it and clearly can't leave that. Silver, you can go and you can leave the aura, so where would you like to run?
I would like to just beeline it, phasing through walls if necessary, to my childhood bedroom.
It's a dash action, so that'd do it.
It's on your turn, isn't it? So
Yeah, I think it's on your turn.
I've got the chance to prod you before then.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you can give you like 1 point of damage, you'll be fine. So just poke you with a stick.
Anyway, the spectres are trying to get away from Aldrin and are clearly, as scared as ghosts and undead can be of a cleric, but are bashing against this, whatever this is, whatever's allowing them to be in this world right now. They're on the very limits of what they can do, but they will spend their turns dodging and trying to get the hell out of dodge.
Concentrate on the main one!
Could someone prod Silver?
Yeah, dice bounced off Silver and rolled a 1. Fittingly, and Silver's clearly about to run the fuck away. Percy.
I'm sorry, Silver.
Percy.
If I get to Silver and prod her, is that my turn?
It would be an attack, and you're a holy weapon.
I know, I'll kill her, and I'm not ditching 100 points of damage on the creature. Sorry, Silver, I'd rather you run away than I hit you with holy weapons. I would like to flurry of blows, so 4 attacks on the creature.
What are you doing with the necrotic damage you have saved?
Oh, I'm going to put them into my first melee attack that hits. I believe that's how it works, right?
Yes, it's necrotic damage.
If I offload, I've never used it before, if I offload necrotic damage into a necrotic entity, is it just going to be yes, stronger?
You
5e.
don't know. I'm not going to
I hope.
prejudge this for you. It's your choice what you do.
Do I feel there's a way that I can shake it off without losing an attack?
Yes,
Without
if you
losing
want to let it dissipate, you can. Absolutely.
I'm going to do that. It's scary and I can't risk it getting stronger.
Cool. Good.
That was like one of those game show moments where it's like, do you want to go for the big prize? Do you want to gamble?
Open the necrobot.
I have a conversation with people who know how this works, and then maybe next time.
Yes.
So the visual of this, I think, is when you're doing bag drills and you're holding it steady with your offhand and then just pounding as hard as you can with your cross.
Yes.
It's that. She is holding it steady with her jab.
You can't
and then,
hold it. It is.
No, but it's that aesthetic.
Yeah.
Okay, the lowest is a 10 on the dice, so 19.
19 is its AC.
So they all hit.
Sure.
It's a 10, 11, a 16, and a 19 on the dice.
Sure.
So that's 8d6 and 8d8 plus 20. I will dice app just for you, so that it's not gripping theatre. I do understand. 8d6. Ooh, the 8d6 is 36. I will take that very happily. And then 8d8 is, come on, put in the numbers, 43, which I will also take very happily. So 36 plus 43 is 79, plus 20, 99 points of damage.
Nice.
I like this combo.
As you punch
Thank you, David.
it, and as you punch it hard and hold it in place, basically, the radiance, it is now starting to squirm from all the radiant damage it is taking.
Good.
And it is clearly starting to look a bit like bits of it are wisping away in places. It is still growing. Like it is now, by the time it gets around to your turn, it's starting to look like it's a large creature. It's about 10 foot tall now, and it's starting to slowly fill this space out. But as you hit it, it is very clearly struggling to hold whatever is going on here. It is struggling to maintain it. You are absolutely punching, 6 levels of shit out of it.
Good. There's no way as a movement I can nip over to Silver, flick her and nip back again. That's just not allowed, is it?
No,
Yeah,
you'd
okay.
have to take an action to deal with that situation.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to kill you. Okay.
Silver, it is your turn.
I bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run, phase.
Yep.
Has it stopped
Unfortunately,
doing damage
all
on
you can do is
attacks?
dash.
Oh, shit, it does damage on attacks. My bad.
Oh, please do damage.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thanks, no, it was
that
definitely,
might have
definitely
been-
the right call.
That was more hopeful than anything else.
That might
Sorry,
have been
it
a
is
touch of
absolutely not
brilliance.
doing that. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, good. I only did 4 attacks, not 5 this time. So.
I know, but I've rolled higher. It's 45 points of necrotic damage.
I have 2 hit points left.
45 points of necrotic damage would knock me out at the moment.
Get away from it. I'll
You
see if I
are-
can contain it and buy us some time.
You are basically, like, Percy, you are now, you can see, like, where Percy, like, necrotizing to the point of looking almost undead. Like, it is...
It has
Very-
a turn before me. I can't do anything. And I can always, I'm going to use my movement then to scoot behind someone who looks healthy and strong. Oh, I
will
hate
get
this,
an
but I
attack
know
of
Ash has all the...
opportunity.
Didn't it expand?
What's that?
It will get an attack of opportunity if you leave its melee
But
range.
don't you have the mobile feat, though?
Yeah.
Oh, you have mobile feet.
Huge! I have the mobile feet!
Wow.
That means, does that mean you're leaving me there with 4 attacks on me?
That's true, actually. I mean,
You
2
look
hit points,
okay,
though.
and I have 2
No, I
hit
don't.
points.
I
Trix does
don't look
not look
okay.
okay.
I mean, I will get you up.
You're
You
currently
assume-
sanctuaried, aren't you?
I am sanctuaried, but it's a wisdom saving throw.
But if I stay there, I die and I can't keep you alive by being dead.
I will also throw out
It
this is a
absorbs
creature
one
of
attack.
negative energy. If you die at its hand, it's not good.
Okay, don't stand there.
Yeah,
I
there
don't
you
want
go.
to kill. I
It's
don't want to
fine,
kill
go.
Trix. How close to dead does Trix look compared to me?
I mean, that would have killed me.
Yes, but
No, compared to you, there's more hit points, if that's your
right,
question.
okay. Because Chris said they rolled high. This is metagaming. I've dropped from 73 to 2 hit points. I'm noping out. Let's not metagame. And I hate doing it because it feels wrong, but I know that Ash is the tank now and I will get behind her.
As you move away from it will try and lash out at you, but you are mobile, you manage to dodge out of the way. As you do, as you step and twist, you can feel your leg bone breaking. You have become so necrotized by this thing that you are literally falling apart. You manage to hobble over behind Ash, but you and Ash looking at Percy. Percy looks 89 years old. Percy looks awful.
Try not to show it. Probably don't succeed in hiding it.
Cool. Right. Silver has run. Trix, it's your go.
Can Silver get through the walls?
Yeah, Silver phases. Silver
But,
runs.
but the spectres couldn't. I was checking that the effect doesn't apply to.
No,
Interesting.
it does not apply to Silver.
Well, I heal 5 points of damage, but it's not going to help.
Something.
How bad does it look?
Very hard to tell on a creature like this, but it's definitely wisping away at the edges considerably.
I mean, the only thing I can do is hit. No, I can't hit it.
You can. You are currently sanctuaried. You could hit it now, or you could risk the wisdom saving throw and then hit it after its turn. It's up to you.
I rolled bad. I'm going to hit it now.
Okay.
Because I don't actually know what sanctuary is. You didn't tell me. All right, well, I rolled a 19
That
plus
is its
9.
AC. That is its
That's
AC.
a
And it's a
critical.
No,
crit.
That's a
I rolled a
critical.
19
Yeah,
plus
it's a
9.
crit.
That's a crit.
Just do the one attack for now, Em. Do the one attack.
Come on.
With a crit and all of your Eldritch smiting, holy crap.
And it's already taken over 200 points. Come on.
Yeah.
1, 2.
I don't know if it's vulnerable to radiant either, but if it's vulnerable to it, it's taken out a lot more than that.
5, 6,
Yeah, it's point.
7, 8,
I'm
9,
keeping very quiet.
10, 11, 12.
So scared.
1, 2, 3, 4. That was a lot of dice. The indie bond is taking a while to just calculate that.
I think that's understandable.
Chat, I hope you're making me something really nice to make up for this.
Wait, hang on.
I saw the damage roll as 63 points of
No,
damage.
I add 9 to that. So that is
72?
72.
72,
Yeah.
brother.
And that was just the first one, right?
Is it below 25 hit points?
Yes.
It needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
Yeah. It's good at wisdom saves.
I rolled it, and it's not going to explode. However, your total damage took it over its hit points. It was already dead.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to describe how you punch this thing out of existence?
Just in a kind of terrified manner, just punch it like I normally do and hope that it dies.
As you punch...
And when it does die, I heal.
Wait. Oh, you heal immediately after it dies.
I heal 14 hit points, and I'm really happy about it. Don't take this away from me.
When it dies, it does damage.
Yes, but I heal 14 hit points, and I'm really happy about it. Don't take it away from me.
Did you heal 5 at the start of your turn as well? Because
Yes,
you're
I
aware.
did.
Good. As you... Werecat, apologies. As you punch through it, and as the Knuckle Dusters of Disruption, Maces of Disruption, one of the few things that
Back up to 51, so, like, we'll see.
We'll see. It's a big chunk. As you punch through it, I mean, these creatures exist in D&D lore. They're called Zegyi. And it specifically says in every single book I've ever read about them, Maces of Disruption are one of the few things they cannot affect. So, as you punch through it, the Knuckle Dusters stay absolutely fine. No damage to the weapon. Lucky no one else used weapon attacks on it. And you just burst it. And this sort of waft of explosive pushing out of...
Chris, I really like Trix, and I've only played Trix for 4 sessions.
I know.
I'm a cleric. I'm a cleric. I'm a cleric.
This wave of necrotic energy bursts out from it and pushes out. The question is, how far?
Oh, God.
So let's point out that I'm prone.
You just stay there. You just stay there. I'm standing in front of Percy.
It's only a 10-foot radius, so it only
Thank
affects Trix.
God.
Right. As this necrotic energy... Trix, you take...
I've got 51.
49 points of necrotic damage! Oh, God!
I look
Oh!
as bad as Percy.
You're joining the 2 hit points. Yeah.
I'm so
I've got
glad
it on
you
beyond.
didn't die.
I rolled
Thank God for Hexblade's
so
curse.
many 4s, 5s, and 6s on that. Oh, Jesus.
Thank
What
God for
were the
those
dice?
14 hit points. They saved me.
It's
Blade's curse.
It's 8d6.
And Chris was like, "You don't need Hexblade's curse. It's not worth it. It won't do anything for you. It's
hell.
not worth it."
Oh my God.
We actually had that conversation this afternoon.
Spicy 86, yeah. Yeah, it got you the crit and it got you the hit points back. So yeah.
As this necrotic wave washes out from it, the room still pulses with necrotic energy. That clearly hasn't stopped, but the creature is gone. And as it goes, the damaging effect of the room is also gone, so I'm not rolling a d6 to see if Percy dies, which would have been the end of the round.
I mean, you can. I have a 1 in 3 chance of surviving.
No,
if you
because
want
it's gone.
to,
No,
but-
it's gone. It goes dies for the end of the turn, so it doesn't affect. The room still, the room still is unhallowed, and the room still feels like it's pulsing with necrotic energy. And this black orb is gone, but parts of the room have been cast into shadow, and that shadow appears to be almost like growing tentacles of its own. Like this whole room has been... And again, it's within this radius. It's a small radius. It's only about a 30-foot radius. But this room is very clearly part of the gloom now.
Which direction did Silver go in?
It's through a wall.
I'm
Have
gonna
the ghosts left, or are they
punch my
still
way
bouncing into
through
the wall?
The ghosts are still bouncing off the wall in various places,
Right.
but they're not going to do anything against you. They are terrified of all of you.
Yeah, but the wall of force is still there, we can imply. Infer.
It's not a wall of force, but it is the edge of this effect, yes.
Okay, cool.
Can I punch my way through that wall?
It's the edge of the gloom.
Are you going to run and punch your way through the wall that Silver ran through?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Make an attack roll against the wall.
Does Silver get a save when she's out of sight as well?
Silver's not in the wall.
I rolled a natural 20.
Fuck damage, fuck dice rolls. You run up to the wall that Silver ran through and just boom, punch a hole in it and just push your way through it. Silver, how far away is your room? How much do you want this to be like a... Is it...
How many walls am I going to have to punch my way through? Because I'm going.
How labyrinthine would you say the place is?
Relatively.
Okay, there's probably like 6 walls.
I mean, you are now in a corridor on the other side of this room, and there's no wall of force blocking the hole in the wall.
Silver!
Silver, where have you run to? You run to your childhood room.
Mm-hmm.
It's still there. As you phase through the various walls and dodge through the various ways to get there, you are in your childhood room, and it's been kept. Your father kept it for you.
Can I just kind of curl up on the bed?
Sure.
Can I try and... Is it obvious where she went?
We'll get there in a sec. Silver, roll me a perception check.
Okay. That's 15.
As you curl up on your bed, you note 3 things. Your bed has been made. Your room has been tidied. And your room has been... It has been tidied with an eye to not moving things that are important to you, just making sure that things are clean and well looked after. There's only one person here who would know what that is.
I hug my cuddly Jeffro, and I just cry.
Sure.
I ball up, and I am, for all intents and purposes, 6 years old again.
Sure. Trix, you can find your way around this relatively easily. You can make your way down various corridors, and you can, like, if you keep shouting Silver's name, you'll eventually find Silver. What you do know running through this, there's no one else here.
They were all illusions. I'm gonna just find Silver and then just hug her.
Sure. What's everyone doing in the main room? You can step out of the range.
Probably after I've poked her so that she doesn't have to try and run away anymore.
That's fine, Silver, take 1 point of damage. What are the 3 of you in the main room doing? This, what you assume is probably the gloom, you can start making that assumption, I think it's totally valid to do, is not spreading. It is a contained ball.
I think once the threat has gone, Percy is going to sink down the wall and try not to fall apart.
Yeah.
I think she's a bit freaked out. I think... I don't know if she's ever taken this much damage, and bodily integrity is sort of the thing she can rely on. So she's possibly not handling the bones breaking and everything being fragile super well. I think she's looking a bit freaked out.
Totally fair.
You don't look good.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to the hill role playing there, George.
It was very
Feel the scene. Just feel the scene. Yeah.
Well, Aldrin is slowly standing, taking in the surroundings, walking slowly over to Percy and Ash and seeing, like, I presume with my perception, Percy's like not in a good place.
Percy's breath is shallow and low, almost like her lungs are full of liquid. Percy's got darkened, blackened marks all over her, and what looks like an aging process through her. Percy looks awful.
I am clinging onto Ash's hand for dear life.
The only thing I can do at this point is try and pour some radiant healing into you and see if that makes a difference.
Yes, please.
What are you doing? What's your healing?
Cast Healing Word as a 4th level spell.
Sure, great.
So you will heal for 15 points.
Do I heal?
You do. Your leg, where Aldrin is. How do you cast your healing word?
It's not a spell I use very often as Aldrin.
What's the visual?
Trying to remember how to cast it, and then just literally in some sort of arcane language, just the word life.
Yeah.
And not even that many effects, just a glow and then a beam of light that sort of focuses and then spreads.
Your leg, you can feel the bone knitting inside, and you can feel some of your bodily, like, corporealness, the thing that makes you returning. Looking at yourself, some of the necrotic scars are healing away, and some of the aging effect is clearly moving out of you. You can't see that, but Ash, you can. This is not a permanent effect.
I think don't suppose you know. You should save that for Trix. What you did with the lights and then the punching. Can you do that another time? Not today, but in another fight. Because that was amazing.
Well, when the time comes, we can make this happen. I'm going to dismiss the spell as a bonus action and just create a burst of radiance. I'm not going to target anybody with it. Although, for flavor, it kills all the ghosts.
The ghosts are inside this strange area, and the light, if you try and pass it into that area, the light is starting to struggle to break into the area that is...
That is a different plane.
You almost can't even see the spirits inside.
Is this terraforming? There cometh the hour, cometh Timora's blessing. Don't know about you, but I think next time we see an obvious trap, we shouldn't just walk into it.
Did we stop this, or did we just not die? I know we obviously this is here, but is it better than it would have been?
Now that Persephone's like marginally okayer, I'm going to turn my attention to the...
Sorry, yes, I'm marginally okay with that.
Likewise, I'm going to help with everything I've got Ashra to kind of ascertain what the situation is here.
Cool.
I'm no good at that.
Yes.
While they're doing clever arcane things, if I can walk without breaking more bones,
You're
can
fine
I
now, yes.
head over to the throne? I haven't seen it, but from Silver's first round, I imagine we've picked up what it is. Could I just spend the time unstaking and just laying him kind of carefully and respectfully? Nothing fancy, because I have no idea what like vampiric burial traditions are, but just...
There aren't any, because vampiric bodies don't survive this.
Is he not there anymore?
If you pull the stake out, he will
disappear.
Disintegrate into dust.
I didn't know that, so it has to happen. Because I'm so sorry. Yeah, I had no idea that would happen, I do that.
Ashra might know that.
Ashra might know that, I'd give
It's true. Maybe just wait.
Silver surely doesn't want to see him like this if I can just lay him out a bit.
It may be the only way to see him.
Oh, that would have been really awkward if you hadn't just told me that. Thank you, Ashra.
Percy, what you can do, his eyes are open.
I will, yeah.
Yeah, you can do some minor things to make him look a bit less like this was a horrible surprise.
I will do what I can. Yeah. It's really grim, but if I can stop his face looking like a scream of horror, just gently do whatever I can to make it look more peaceful.
Of course, totally fine. Ashra Aldrin will come to rolling on this and finding out more about the beginnings of the Gloom next time. But before we get there, Silver, Trix, is there anything you do now?
After a little while, I'd like to get up, hug Trix back and just say, I should get a keepsake or something. I'm sorry I didn't help. I am sorry.
You don't need to apologise. It's fine. I'm really sorry.
He kept my room.
He did. It's really nice. Do you want me to carry something?
I just kind of hand you the cuddly Jeffro. Okay. Let's head back.
Okay. Just kind of hold your hand as we go.
I squeeze it back.
That's what we'll draw to a close for today. Is everyone okay? That's a lot. Right. Time to finish up. Thank you everyone for watching. What an intense session that was. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight, we play every Monday night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT, which is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. And on Tuesdays, we have another show called Andor, which is running... it's this last week tomorrow. So do catch the finale for Andor tomorrow. That's from 7 p.m. GMT to 10 p.m. GMT, which is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific. So yes, those are all at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. And 24 hours later, you can catch them on our YouTube channel. Link will be in chat. And you can also catch podcast versions. And again, links will be in chat now for you to grab those when you want them. Big thank you to all of our sponsors and supporters. Thank you so much, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Elderwood Academy, D&D Beyond, Idle Champions, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. If you want to take part in the Ultra Pro giveaway, you've probably got a few seconds to jump into chat and say, that was lovely, or oh my goodness, or whatever you'd like to say at that point. And in which case, you will be in with a chance to win a lovely Ultra Pro gift card. Your Pro's got a little bit of time to go on the Elderwood maker and make Rebecca or Persephone or both a lovely dice box. Isn't that nice? Something that really speaks to... God. Yes. That is all there. Join us on social media. We're Roll Together RPG basically on every social media platform that we have access to, so check us out on there if you'd like to. And if you like what you see and you want to support us, do join the D20 Club on Patreon. There'll be a link in chat again, and become part of our patronage and help us make more lovely stories like we have today. Lovely. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, all the players again. Wonderful session, and we'll see you all next week.